then.
And in a world of legendary moments will be captured. So stand up, scream, and make sure the boys feel you.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
The margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.
Winners win and losers lose. I can't explain it any better than that. I don't know how it happens, but winners win. And if you create a culture of losing, if you keep being a victim, if you keep letting losing happen to you, if you keep letting people do you and treat you any kind of way, it's going to become a culture.
Gleam, men. There's a gleam. Let's get the gleam, all right? Let's go.
Let's go get the gleam, men. Let's go get the gleam. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. We sit here a few minutes before the first kickoff of the arguably the best playoffs, the best sport for playoff. I don't know. I mean, you tell me. Hockey playoffs are great, but I haven't watched hockey in so long. NBA playoffs they're good, but not necessarily in the first round. This is win or go home. Yes, we've seen our life cut short far too often as Cowboy fans. The first game, I don't know who really has rooting interest. I don't know. I'm just looking to see a good game. I'm kind of rooting for the Chargers, to be honest with you. They are the road favorite, but you let me know. You let me know what's going on here. Does it say public? Okay, we're good. You let me know what you got. Who are you rooting for? I see 71%. I don't know how many people voted. Let me see. Probably not many. We got 7 votes, so we can't really go by that. But I think that the Texans are going to be ready to roll today. I do. I think it'll be a lot closer than what people think. And we shall see. We shall see what's going to happen. But let's get to the chat. We got Arturo Gomez. Chris May is in the house. Indigenous 69. Hot game time. I decided I want the Texans to win the game because I want the Chiefs to face a weaker opponent. Well, I can't blame you for that. I cannot blame you for that. So, totally understandable there. Phil looks like Romo. Yes, he does. And he's an ex-quarterback. Indigenous Phil played a quarterback for the Oregon Ducks back in the day. Yes, he did. Flip Shelton, what's up, brother? I believe the Texans will win, but this will be a good game. The Pittsburgh game ain't going to be as good, so I think the Ravens are going to win that one fairly easy. Moshers, David, Darlene, the Moshers. I don't know about that. I think tonight's game is going to be closer than people think. I just have a weird feeling that the Steelers are going to keep it close. I think ultimately the Ravens win, but Ravens don't have a lot of success in the playoffs. So the NBA sucks and is watered down. I agree. I was trying to be nice, but what's going on, Flip Shelton? What's going on, man? And just watching the early, them breaking down all the all the games from Wild Card Weekend. They're saying, I thought this was funny since Robert's in here, Bobby Babinski's in here. They say, upset alert, Eagles. That's their upset alert. I thought that was, I'm like, okay. I was kind of surprised that was the game that they thought might be the upset this week. Looking at all the games, Bobby, you got Chargers, Texans. I don't think that would be a huge upset if Texans win. They're the home team, right? Steelers, Ravens, that could be upset alert. But they don't have that. To me, it's Broncos, Bills. I don't know. I have a weird feeling that the Denver Broncos are going to do something. Is it just me? I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot, but I kind of feel like the Broncos are going to go into Buffalo and shock the world tomorrow. Eagles, I think, will win. And Commanders, Buccaneers, that's a good game. That's a good game. I think that's a real good game. And then Vikings, Rams in Arizona. 35,000 season ticket holders have bought tickets to the game in Arizona. So that's cool. So what's going on, Bobby? How are you, man? Everything good?
Yeah, I'm good. My wife got her surgery done. She's on the road to recovery. I'm pretty much broke now, but
You're broke?
Insurance was fighting me. I didn't want to have to pull Luigi on them, you know.
Yeah. That
But it's
sucks,
all good.
man. I'm
We're
sorry to hear that.
Moving forward with 2025, it's going to be a good year, and just happy to be alive. And
That's how you got to look at it, man. Honestly, that's how you got to look at it. I mean, been through some rough times lately, so you know, look at the positives. You know, everybody gets too worked up over every little thing.
That's right.
Ultra Cowboy, what's up, brother? Are you coming in at some point or what? You ready to roll? But yeah, I don't know. We can break down these games. We'll talk whatever, you know. We'll talk whatever we want to talk. I did set up 2 separate streams just in case. You know, I think there's a little, you know, if it's horrible game or whatever. There's 2 separate streams. I'll end this one, then I'll restart another one. I don't think the Lake King was on until 8:30, so we'll have some downtime. Indigenous, die Eagles die. Yes, in a little bit. Thanks, Game. Ultra, you're the man. We all, again, I've met Ultra Cowboy, so he knows his stuff, man. I'm never one to say I know everything. You know, obviously, if I research, I can do well, but I got some news, Bobby. You know how Dion. I was gonna do another video. I'm like, we were unloading the car. I'm like, let me just. Deion Sanders, remember? Oh, I don't want to coach in the NFL. I don't want to coach in the NFL. Well, he's put his name in the hat and wants to interview for the Las Vegas Raiders job.
wow.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Well, we know where Shadur is going now.
Well, and I did my video earlier. I think it was it was the Athletic, I believe. Or no, it was somebody else. It was somebody else, and he has an inside source with the university. And he said Cam Ward and his quarterback coach are both going to the Giants. It's a done deal. I don't know how the hell that can be a done deal, but basically, Cam Ward is going to play for the Giants. So we'll see. Rumor is Ben Johnson will get the Raiders job. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think Tom Brady would want any part of Deion Sanders.
Well, he's got ties to Shadur, so it's possible. Plus, they want money in Vegas, so if they get a big name player like that, it's possible.
League Commanders in the house. What up, Game Time and crew? Wildcard weekend is about to begin. Let's go. Do you guys give my Commanders a good chance to beat the Bucs tomorrow night? Yes, I give them a good chance. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy that game. I don't know what to expect. Bobby, do you have any thoughts on that game? I mean, Bucs, I know from an Eagles fans' point of view, I know they think they can beat everybody, but I think they would rather see Washington, right? You'd rather see Washington than Tampa Bay?
Want revenge. I want revenge on Washington or the Bucs.
Well,
either
yeah,
way.
but I mean, recent playoffs, the Tampa Bay has been your bugaboo. So
yeah, I think Mayfield has more experience, so he's more dangerous.
yeah, I agree with that.
You know, so with a rookie quarterback, he can get shaken easily, and the tide can turn real quick. But Tampa Bay, they got history over the Eagles, and just something about them. I don't know. I want to see them go down and get them out of there. Not that I'm scared, but think we could beat him either way. But I'd rather get him out of there and face the rookie. You know?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Cowboys
you know
number
what I
12
watched
pick,
today,
tackle
Game Time?
Campbell. What's that?
You know what I watched today? A Football Life with Roger Starbuck.
Oh, really? Starbuck?
Yeah, it was interesting. I was looking up his stats. He never had a losing season. That's crazy.
Interesting.
And then went to Vietnam.
Yeah,
Imagine
and
the years
he
could have
missed 7
played.
years of his career, right?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't start playing till he was 26, and then he sat for 2 years.
Yeah. Cowboys number 12 pick. A tackle, Campbell, Banks, or Simmons. You just want to go offensive line, don't you, Mark Hutchinson? You just want to go offensive line. We need a weapon, man. We need a weapon. We can't do that. But hey,
Yeah.
if they do that, it is what it is.
You got to have a weapon. You need speed. You have no speed besides Turpin at all. That's what I've seen looking on the outside, you know. You look at Detroit, and Philly doesn't have that much speed, but they do with Saquon and Smith, you know.
Yeah.
You have no, I mean, not disrespecting CD. He's got speed, but you need
No.
more. You need more speed, you know.
Mhm.
Speed kills.
I hear you.
Look at Detroit. They got Gibbs and Williams, and then Montgomery's their power back.
What is Arturo saying? Our first pick, I don't want another offensive tackle. We need an impact player like a receiver. Well, again, if you just if you say we get Banks, you know, then great. I think it's almost a gluttony at that point, but it is what it is. We'll see what they do.
If you don't get speed, go defense. If anything,
Yeah, that's why I said another offensive lineman. Without that offensive line, you have no running game. You have no time for the receivers. I hear you, Mark. I would just tell you our offensive line by the end of the year was playing really good. I mean, our running back was one of the hotter running backs in the league. Our quarterback did not get sacked. He was in the bottom. Hey, how are you, Asia? Our quarterback hardly ever got sacked, believe it or not. But, it is what it is, man. It is. We shall see. I mean, I love Banks, but I also think we need to help out that offense. It's hard for us to compete with other teams when you have CD getting double teamed with shade coverage over the top, and, it is what it is. How are you, Aisha?
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
It's kind of like when Green Bay had Aaron Rodgers still for a year or two, and then they go out and draft the quarterback. It's like, what the hell are you doing? You want to win right now. You can't think of I mean, it worked out for him possibly. The only time will tell.
Brian, what channel this game on?
I forget. Oh, CBS. CBS. Liquid Gold, Dwayne Sweetney. There's only a few more. I think we got... No, there's a few left. I bought 20, so I think I sold like 5 of them or 6 of them. So there's a few left. Mike McCarthy coming back or not? What's y'all gut feeling? He's coming back, lead commander. My opinion, he's coming back, but who the hell knows? They like dragging shit out. That's what they like doing.
Are you talking about going to that Vegas game? They could have Shadur and Dion as a coach against Dallas there.
Yeah, that'd be fun, right? Dion's, again, I don't know. I guess you either love Dion or I don't think he's a great coach. That's just my opinion. I just don't think he's a great football coach. He's good, but he can't win at the college level. What are you going to do at the pro level? He already's on record saying he don't want to deal with the pro athletes. It's a different game, man. It's a different game. Do I think he could do a good job? Okay. Ben Johnson will be a Raider.
Brian,
yeah, I don't doubt you.
Brian, who did you go for yesterday in that game? Ohio State or Texas?
I really didn't have a rooting interest. I was just watching it. I predicted Ohio State. So, if that's loyal as an Ohio State fan, so he's happy. I also looking at long-term defensive line or offensive line gives you a 10 years running back. It gives you 45 years. Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't need to have a running back round 1. I don't. I think you're going to get the most out of line and receiver. I agree with that. I'm going with CJ, but I do think Chargers win. CJ Stroud. YouTube J Cap a lot. Where you been, bro? Where you been? Where you been hiding? Hopefully this game is good. Yeah, I think it will be. I think it will be good. I got 2 upsets for you tomorrow game. Packers over Eagles, Commanders over Bucks. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. I think it could go the other way. Nida's cooking show. Good morning.
Hi, Thomas.
Hey, Asia.
Aren't you cold, Nida, in Canada? Deion Sanders can't even keep
Hey,
his own
Brian,
players in
how's the
college.
snow out there?
It's not bad. It wasn't a bad day at all today. Wasn't bad at all. I've been focused on work, brother, but it's playoff time. I got to shake back. I hear you, man. I'm glad to see you're back. Good morning, Brian. I am in the Philippines. Nida, you're back in the Philippines? Okay. I thought you were visiting Canada. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Joe Mall, what's going on, Joe Mall? How are you? How's life? You good, Joe Mall? How you doing? Doing all right? My favorite time of year, the playoff season. Yes, no, no. You're confusing me, Nida. I saw your video the other day where you were in Canada, it looked like. Rolo. Ultra's coming in hot, baby. Flip Shelton. Jamal Griffith.
he's
Being
been
an
on-
Eagle
he's
fan,
been
I
on a
love
roll.
it. Game time. You got to go home from work. Work is in the snow day. Flip Shelton. I took today off. I had the opportunity to take today off because of the funeral yesterday. So I took today and then I get tomorrow. So I had the opportunity to take today off because of the funeral yesterday. So I took today and then game time. I heard you went clubbing today a lot. Yeah, I was at Sam's Club. So I took today.
You gotta turn your volume down, bro.
Game time. I heard you went clubbing today. Yeah, I did. I seen a lot of nice streamers like Keep Your Daydream, Go to Canada and Alaska. Yeah.
You gotta go outside, buddy. Come on.
Yes, right now showing a lot. My husband showed me the snow. Yeah, it's too damn cold for me. I'm going to Puerto Rico. It's ridiculous, is what it is. What's going on, Ultra? You're finally live, baby. What's up?
How you guys doing?
We're just chilling,
Good.
man. We're just chilling, getting ready to watch this game. Looks like the Chargers got the ball first. Now, can you see the chat, the Ultra?
I can see the chat.
Okay, I'm just saying, you feel free to answer it. Yeah, anything or rip somebody. That's cool.
So I finally see Ultra Cowboy in person.
Yeah, well, I met him in Detroit, so him and his wonderful better half. But yeah, we you know.
I can't believe he's a Yankee fan too.
Oh well, deal with it, right? You can't believe you're a Met. Oh wait, are you a Mets fan?
Brian, I'm a Yankee fan. Stop saying I'm a Met fan.
You work for the Mets.
Asia's a Mets fan.
I know. Hey, shit, you work for the Mets, right?
Yeah, but I'm a Yankee fan.
I know. I'm playing. So you're probably hated. You're probably hated at work, aren't you?
Not really. I got a lot of Yankee fans at Citi Field.
Yeah, I'm playing with you. I know you're a Yankee fan. All right, so it looks like the Chargers got the ball, and they're moving. They're moving pretty. They're running the ball here. Curtis, what's up, brother?
Yeah, the Chargers almost averaging 10 yards a pop.
The freeways are closed. Where you at, Jamal? Are you still in Texas? Ooh, damn.
Brian, we got a Dodger fan in the chat.
Who's that?
Virginia 69.
He likes the Dodgers? I thought he was a Chiefs fan.
He's saying go Dodgers.
All right. Hey, go Dodgers. Great. Great. They just went out and did more moves.
It look like the Dodgers is trying to buy another championship again.
Yeah. Well, there's no salary cap. I wish Jerry
Oh,
owned the
Brian, you say
baseball
you
team.
like both. Brian, you say you like both.
Oh, okay.
Is the Japanese, the Dodgers have a Japanese minor league system now, so that's why they're getting all their good players.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Japanese do?
what's that, Bobby?
The Dodgers have a Japanese minor league system?
Yeah, they just signed a Dodgers player. I mean, a Japanese player.
Well, it's smart business.
Wow.
So
That's
there's
crazy.
no salary cap. There's a luxury tax, but there's no salary cap in baseball. All right, here we go. Damn, they're rolling right through this defense, Thomas. This is nuts.
Yeah, I told you. The Chargers averaging almost 10 yards a pop, man. They came out fired up,
Jimbo's in
dude.
the house. What's up, Jimbo? Regina Green. There you go. Where you been, Regina? Where you been hiding?
Whoa.
With
I
an E.
watch Herbert. I watch Herbert play live. He's good. In his high school.
Oh, in Oregon. Oh, but he was local, right? In Oregon?
Yeah, he's from
Yeah.
Eugene.
He was what Phil wanted to be. Sorry, he's not here to defend himself.
Thomas, Thomas,
Yes, ma'am.
Thomas. Curtis asked you, are you working out?
Not today. It's snowing here today. Well, you know, it's been snowing
I know,
for the last.
Jamal. I know you
48
like the
hours.
Eagles, but I didn't know if you lived in Texas. I'm surprised that the roads are
I probably
closed.
won't go back to the. I probably won't go back to the gym until later on in the week next week.
CZ, Blake Snell, I wanted him. The fact that they got Blake Snell.
That was a
Brian, didn't the Phillies just picked up a relief pitcher?
They've done a lot of lower level moves, so I mean it'll be interesting to see what happens. It
They
looks
haven't
like
done-
hell in LA games. Oh, Jamal. Yeah, it looks bad. It looks bad.
Yo, Brian, your Sixers stink right now.
Thanks. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Shots fired. Shots fired. God damn. You guys are lighting me up.
Damn, Brian.
Fuck. I didn't watch the game last
innocent,
night.
and you're innocent bystander. They jumped on your team
It is what it is. I'm used to it. I'm a Cowboy fan living in South Jersey. What do you think's going to happen?
I already. With me being a Cowboy fan, I already know.
Like
You
I
know,
was
the
walking
Cowboy
around
fan
today.
is
I had the
family.
Sixers shirt
I
on.
gotta-
I didn't.
You know-
I didn't show that I was a Cowboy fan today.
Thomas, is your sister pumped up right now?
Huh?
Is your sister pumped up right now for tomorrow's game?
She's fired up right now. She's fired up about Philly being
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
You
And
better tell her they better not lose.
I already done told her. I already done let it be known. I said, you know, if Philly lose, turn your phone off. Don't come over to the house. Hey.
Put the pistol away.
I already done told her. You know, you
Game time. Game time. I got a Miami Dolphins fan. He is upset right now for a couple of years now that they didn't take Herbert over Tua. He is pissed.
Yeah. Well, I like Tua. It's just it's hard to. I got your message, Troy. I just saw it, buddy. I like Tua. Herbert, he hasn't done much. Let's slow down a little bit. I mean, Tua, it's more of a health thing, right? So
Well, Chargers can never get a running back other than LT, and they never have a second wide. He needs help. He's a great quarterback with no players. You know.
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
You put Herbert on
I like
Miami
him,
with
but
all those weapons. I think it would be
again,
a
I like
different
him, but
story.
he hasn't done a lot. So what? I mean, it's to be determined. I like his mobility. I like his arm, but he's blew some big leads. So yeah, we'll see. I hear what you're saying. Though he looks good. He looks the part.
Curtis,
Right?
I'm not a Met fan. I'm a Yankee fan.
Eagle going to beat Green Bay. Bernard. Listen, Bernard, I was watching, I don't know if it was NFL Today. I like caught the tail end of it, but it was there was, basically calling upset alert, and the upset alert was going to be that game because Packers are a 5.5 point dog, 5-point dog.
That looked like a Hurts pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're banning cheese in Philly right now on the cheesesteaks.
You know what they're saying too? I was watching Greg Cosell, Bobby, Howard's son. He's from Philly, but he does that show with Sal Palantonio, and they were saying you have to keep Jalen Hurts outside. I mean, like, get him out of the pocket. He's like I didn't realize that he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league when he's flushed out of the pocket.
He is.
And you would have just thought that he was good because he can run, but no, when he's rolls out of the pocket to throw. So again, coaching matters. So we're going to see what happens on Sunday.
He's a system quarterback.
Man, they got to settle for a field goal.
That's one thing, throwing back to that Roger Starbuck documentary I watched. That son of a bitch, he could run, out scramble 3 people, and still throw down the field 30 yards. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, Hurts is a system quarterback, And that last thing on the Starbuck, Fran Tarkenton interviewed him. I don't know if you saw this, and he's like, "Yeah, don't you wish you could call your own plays?" And he tells Fran, he's like, "Yeah, maybe if your coach called the plays, you'd be in the Super Bowl." It cracked me the hell up.
Hey, Brian, the Titans got the #1 pick.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yes. Sorry, I was muted.
You think they're going to draft a quarterback?
I just stalled back.
It don't matter. They're going to mess up that pick anyway, or trade it away.
Who are we talking about? I'm sorry, Aisha. I was doing something. I was muted.
No, I was saying the Titans got the #1 pick.
Yeah. And
I was trying to tell Thomas that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they got the #1 pick.
Kane Brewer thinks they're going to take Abdul Carter.
Who is that, the Titans?
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that.
No, can't go wrong with Abdul Carter.
Yeah, Dallas ain't getting him. I know Micah wants him.
No, you ain't getting him. Yeah, we
They have
can't
to trade up.
We can't get everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have to trade up to get him. Which you don't really need defense. That's a luxury at this point. You need a wide receiver or running back. Wide receiver is what you really need.
Michael, I love you, but we can't get Abdul Carter because he come from your alma mater.
Right.
We really don't need a defensive end, no way.
Robert, I got a question for you. How do you pay top dollar money for 2 wide receivers and you're still rated 31 in passing offense?
Well, we had a bye week last week, and we're sitting pretty going into the playoffs, getting ready to beat up on Green Bay. So I'd say it worked out for us. That's my answer.
Oh, that's a filibuster answer.
No, we got Saquon. Thank God for that.
Like
we have a smart GM.
It's like a political debate.
We have a smart GM, bro. We have placement players.
Robert, you're an Eagle fan?
That's right. And Saquon right here is going to run all over Green Bay tomorrow.
Robert, if you have such a brilliant general manager, why are you still stuck on one?
Stuck on one what?
One Super Bowl.
Oh, bro, don't even fucking play that stuff.
Why?
You guys haven't won in 30 years, and you're sitting on the couch. You can't talk shit till you get to the playoffs this year.
Robert, it took you 57 to win one. And since you
That-
brought
hey,
that up, I'm
that's okay.
gonna put on my Eagles Super Bowl glasses.
I'll take my one ring to the
my,
grave.
here's
bro.
my Eagles Super
At
Bowl
least I
glasses.
was
They
alive
represent
for
the one
it.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. Shake your rings from the 70s and 90s. Okay.
Shake
I'm
your
not
one ring. No, you
disrespecting
can't
your
shake
team
one
at
ring.
all,
You can't
bro.
shake one
I'm
ring.
talking them up. Why you
Let's-
gotta start shit?
Troy, I'm hoping this year is better for me. I can't have another year like this again, Aisha. You're gonna be just fine, Aisha. You're gonna be okay.
When you make the playoffs, then you can talk. Right now, you're on the couch.
When you win multiple championship, then we can have an honest debate. But I don't waste my time
okay.
on one.
You average one playoff win in 5 years since.
And you average one
95.
Super Bowl in 64 years.
Asia Robertson, positive vibes, young lady. Yeah.
I'd rather be relevant than the laughing stock of the league.
You're the laughing stock.
Who?
You'll be one and done again, and then you'll be all right back here on the couch with me.
Nah, bro.
And I got my shot glass for you right there. There's the Eagles shot glass right there. The
Brian, I think
Ooh,
You're just trying
fumble.
to start
Brian,
trouble.
Brian, you got more Eagle fans in your channel than Mark.
That's all
Don't play
fine.
with me, bro. I'm bipolar.
Oh
I'll
yeah, that's
come
a fumble. That's a fumble.
Yeah, that's what Hurts does in the Super Bowl.
So when
play
he's
with
not
me.
one and done, then what?
Yes. Yes,
I
that's
like,
a fumble.
I like your fire though. That's cool.
We're just
I do-
having fun. Nobody
I
cares
just-
about those
I'm
Super
wait- I'm
Bowls when
waiting
you're
for
not
Drew to
winning.
come
It's
in
a-
here so I can mess with them.
yeah, it's just
It's fun, Robert.
Yeah,
I just
it's-
got to
I
mess
know
with
it.
you.
I
it's
know.
all good. Robert getting mad. Robert's like, I'm
I'm
about
a
to
loose
fuck.
cannon, bro. I ain't want to be.
Hey, Brian. Brian,
I love it.
Brian.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So what you think about? They keep saying Mark McCarthy might come back this next
He's
year.
coming back unless he don't come back. He's coming back. Best safety in the league right there.
Yeah,
Derwin
as
James.
of right now, they're negotiating his contract. He's coming back. They're
Uh,
negotiating.
I
Yeah.
think either way.
Yo,
you're
did
good.
you hear Hulk Hogan got booed?
Hulk
At the-
Hogan?
they-
Yeah, I didn't see it. My kids told me.
He got booed.
What's with the sun in these Texas
NWO, baby.
Nah, they got the
Oh,
dome
there
open.
you go, Wolfpack.
Yep. Yeah, my kid wants me to stream more wrestling. I'm like, dude, I don't have a lot of time. He said, feel free to hop on and do it. I said, I ain't doing it. Well, then shut the hell up. I'm busy.
Good,
Alina,
hold
what's
on.
going on, Alina? How are you? Bernard, Eagles a winner, great team. Listen, man, right now, you're in the playoffs. There's not much we could say. So it is what it is. We're just having a little fun. Pack will be there next year, too, after Super Bowl. Sledhead, I like the Pack. It's just a shame they're a little bit beat up. But the Pack are, like Ultra says, they got a lot of players that can still hurt the Eagles. So, I was just really surprised that's the upset pick of the week is the Packers. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow.
They're not coming into our house and beating us like they did Dallas.
The Commanders went into your house and dropped a 36 on you.
Yeah, that was.
Robert,
without-
you happy about Jalen Hurts? Robert, you happy about Jalen Hurts coming back?
Of course, but we can still win with our third string quarterback as long as we have the right game plan. Which meaning run the ball in the first half. That's all Sirianni needs to figure out. That's what scares me.
That's the problem that y'all are going to have, your coach.
Right.
That's your
'Cause you
biggest
know-
problem.
You know how I feel about the coach, Randy.
Yeah, I know. I know you don't like
Cause you know if y'all lose tomorrow, Sirianni can pack his shit up in his office.
Well, I'll help.
And
him
I don't
pack.
mean pack his shit up for the year either.
I'll help that son bitch pack right up out of
Ooh, he should have called that. He should have called that.
Got a full house in here tonight.
Troy
Yeah.
Daniels. My
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, well, Troy can't say
Hi,
much.
Troy.
His wife is sleeping. That's why I was going to tell him. If you can't talk, Don't
Oh.
just wave to everybody
Oh,
for a little
he
bit.
dropped it. He dropped it. That
His
was a
wife's
good
sleeping,
pass.
so he can't unload right now. Pause.
That,
So
that brings back memories of Jackie Smith in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Right in his hands.
great
Oh,
comparison.
that's headed for a field goal.
I like when people challenge me.
Troy, Curtis talking crap about your Dodgers.
he
No one
can't
cares
he
about the
can't
Dodgers right
respond.
now.
That's why Curtis is doing it. Curtis is poking the bear when the bear can't do anything right now because the bear's his wife is sleeping. We sending those Packers back to Cheeseland tomorrow. Get to stepping,
comes-
says Bobby Murphy.
Here comes Dicker, the kicker.
Yeah.
He was
Hell of
a
a name.
former Eagle.
Is he?
Yeah.
Cameron Dicker? Oh wait,
Yeah,
yeah,
he-
you did. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Akers is struggling. I'm kind of questioning him right now. I wish we had Dicker. He turned into the better kicker at this point.
Good kick. 6-0. That ain't gonna get it done though, but I do like the Chargers.
They're putting up points. That matters late in the game. But when you kick field goals when you're down, that's when it hurts. But when you're winning, that helps. They're saying Brandon Graham might come back for the Super Bowl game time.
Really?
Yeah, he said he's trying to work his way back. If they can make it, he might.
Well,
play.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they always need a lot of people on Radio Row.
Yeah. Hey, if
he
he-
ain't getting there on the field now. Slow down a little bit. God
If he
damn, you
can
got 3
come in-
games.
if he can come in for one play and go out, I'd be happy with that, just to get him in there for one last time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that won that game for you in against the he's the one that won that game for you in the Super Bowl. You know that, right? That strip
Well, him
sack
and-
is the one that sealed the deal.
Him and Nick Foles.
He's a clutch player. Not a great player anymore, but he's clutch. Good
That was
leader.
that was the highest scoring Super Bowl in history at that point. That
Was it?
crazy.
That's because there was no defense played.
I
Until
know,
then.
and we
Until then.
supposedly had the best defense that year.
What up, man? How are you, Drew? What's going on, man? What is happening? We're just chilling. I'm
Brian,
kinda
look who
pacing
joined
myself.
the chat.
What's that?
Look who just joined the chat.
Yeah, I know. I just answered him, Drew.
But the bottom line is we beat Brady when he was on the cover of Madden and the greatest of all time. We beat that sumbitch. So I'll take my one Super Bowl beating the best of all time.
Here you go. I have a good question for Randy's in the house and any other Texas Longhorn fans. Let me ask you this, Randy. It says if Arch Manning ends up being great next year, well, do you agree with the statement? That's it. If Arch Manning ends up being great next year, we're always going to look back on the season as a massive what if. Do you believe that or you believe no?
You can say that all you want, but it is what it is. I mean, Ohio State had the better team last night. Period. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Speaking of Ohio State, you ask and you shall receive. Ohio State is in the building.
Hey, Lowell, congratulations on y'all's win.
Hello, you Cowboys.
Hello.
Congratulations on Ohio State.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it was a
think-
good game.
They're winning it all, I think. They're good.
Yeah,
One more
they are.
game. One more game. That game had me on my seat, but it was a good game.
Jimbo, go Birds.
I
hope
know
you
they-
That was an impressive win by Ohio State. Held Jeremiah Smith to 3 yards, and they still won the game by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's crazy. Jeremiah Smith is ridiculous, and they held him to 3 yards.
Well, I knew they was gonna
Yo,
double
Lloyd,
treat him.
that sack was crazy at the end.
Oh, Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer, man, that's what I want on our edge
Yeah.
alongside Micah Parsons.
and Ja'Day Barron in the backfield.
Yeah.
I gotta admit that sack by Sawyer last night just made him about
His draft stock went up.
$50 million.
Yeah, he's going to be the next Bosa. He's going to be like Joey or Nick Bosa.
Yeah,
Might even be better.
Hey, he
That
can
sack
have,
just made
Or like
that
another
sack just
TJ
made
Watt.
$5 million.
he can have number
Talk about-
33 in blue and white.
Talk
Yep.
about an upset. I think the Chargers are going to upset Houston today. Their defense is looking good.
Hello.
They're-
I can finally talk.
They're actually
Houston's
the
been
favorite.
playing bad as of late.
They're actually
Oh,
the
they're the
favorite, though,
favorite?
Bobby.
Yeah.
Oh, I
They
didn't
are.
know.
Yeah, Chargers were heavily favored.
Think about this.
Wow.
Jeremiah Smith is 19 years old. Just turned 19.
Oh,
Just turned 19. My
Yep.
man is young. And just look at him. He's an
Yeah.
absolute specimen.
When was the last time Ohio State won championship?
2014.
2014, yeah.
And
Been around for a
Ohio
while.
State, the Alabama wide receiver is only 17 years old.
Yeah,
The
that's
freshman
crazy.
Ryan Williams.
But look at his
Really?
arms. Look at Jeremiah Smith. He's an
He-
absolute.
Alabama
he
has
was
a
the
wide
red coach
receiver
last
to
year sitting
17.
behind
Correct.
he was the
Randy.
red coach last year sitting behind
Marvin
what's
Harrison.
his name, and sitting behind Marvin Harrison.
Well, he was a freshman this year, so he wasn't there last year. He just came on.
At
Oh, he just came
17?
on. I thought
Mhm.
he was a red shirt last year.
Intercepted. Oh, darn.
CJ Stroud looking like the typical Ohio State quarterback.
Mm.
Ryan Day's trying to
Oh,
save
man,
his
that's a
job.
flag.
Got fired.
Lloyd Cabell, Ryan Day's trying to save his job.
Ryan Day.
Oh,
Yeah.
he'll be safe. It
Interference.
doesn't.
Well, I think that loss to Michigan lit a fire in those players. I really do.
It did. It did.
Because they were so down and people was giving them so much trash, but I think that lit a fire in them. So
Y'all could possibly have the losing quarterback on your team next year.
Ewers.
Yep.
I heard rumors. The dude from Georgia went to Miami. I heard.
Yeah, he did.
Beck
He
did
did.
go.
He did.
Back.
He went to
Back.
Hurricane.
Yeah, Beck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's got to be it. Yeah, I was going to say that should be interference with kick catch.
So 6-0 Chargers. Figured it'd be bigger win than this, but so how you feeling, Robert, about your Eagles? How was your confidence level against Green Bay?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I ain't sweating it.
Yeah, I saw what the Falcons just did. They just fired their DC coach.
Yeah.
No one cares about any team out of the playoffs right now. Sorry, Asia.
Oh.
That's okay. Yeah, y'all will be able to join us here pretty quick. I'm gonna open
Yeah.
my Christmas present tomorrow. My Christmas present is due.
Yeah.
Just keep bragging. Just keep bragging.
He's
Just
setting
keep
it
bragging,
up, man.
Rob.
He's
Gotta
setting
brag
it
while I can.
up.
No, I believe y'all will beat Green Bay.
I do
I
too.
think-
I mean, I want you to lose. I want to
Yo,
beat the
if-
crap
yo,
out of you,
if
but I don't.
Washington- yo, if
Unfortunately,
Washington-
I don't think Green Bay is good enough.
If
to play.
Washington make it before y'all, I'm laughing in your face.
I think
Yeah, I don't-
Washington's going. I'm sorry, league commander. I think they're losing.
I do too.
So, but
Now, when you play the Lions, that might be a different story, though, Robert.
I could be
I'm not
wrong
gonna lie
though.
to
That
you.
was a tough game. Lead commander, that game tomorrow night. I don't know what to think of. Washington and Tampa Bay. That's a tough
I like
game.
Mike Evans.
That's gonna be a
I like
toss-up.
Spikey Irving. I like Tampa Bay right now.
But
They're
I think
hot.
Washington has, I think Washington can
defense?
go in and win too. So it's
Washington's
yeah.
not that good.
I don't know. I know
They
they're
struggled
not, but they
against
can win.
us, and we were the first time we played them. We were trying to lose, and we still beat them.
I don't think either
So
one.
I don't think
They're
that
that good.
Washington's good enough.
They
Yeah, I
only
don't.
beat like one playoff team like the Eagles all year. And they got lucky that game. They haven't beat anyone.
Yeah, it should be a good game either way tomorrow.
Yeah. And I agree, Lead. I'm not picking you to lose necessarily. I don't know. It's just a tough game to handicap because if I have to go with the team, I'm going to go with Tampa. But you have a better record, right? You have a better record. I think Tampa's schedule was harder.
Ryan, you picking the Steelers?
Oh, man,
No.
I can't pick the Steelers.
They're not going to beat the
No,
Ratbirds.
Steelers are not going to go into
But I
Baltimore
think
and
it's a
beat 'em.
close game. I do. I think it's a close game tonight. I could be
You know, it's
totally
gonna be a
off
close
base.
game.
I
it's a
think
close
you're
game.
right. It always
other.
is a close game when they play each other.
Lamar Jackson.
Something crazy always happens.
Here's what's going to happen. The game's going to start out, and Pittsburgh's going to is going to be leading the game, and then just like Dak, listen. Sorry to tell you this, but just like Dak, the ghosts are going to, they come sitting on their shoulder. And like the weight of the world, the longer that game's close, the longer the weight of the world's on Lamar Jackson. He can sit there and poo-poo it all he wants. It come playoff time, in my opinion, Lamar Jackson, he usually comes up short. They know how to play him. They play him a certain way.
He plays good until he plays Kansas City.
On top of that, Zay Flowers ain't playing.
Zay Flowers is out?
Yep, he's out.
Wow.
I'm telling you, the team that beat the AFC, I think, even though Kansas City's the defending Super Bowl champs, I think it's Buffalo.
Me too.
I think Buffalo
I think
is.
Buffalo might lose tomorrow. How's that?
Who they play?
Denver.
Denver, yeah.
A young
Tell you,
upset.
that-
I just have a weird feeling it's going to be close.
That's gonna be the upset of the playoffs right there.
Fuck, I hope not. I like Denver, but I don't want them to beat Buffalo. I like Buffalo. I want to see the team who hasn't won a Super Bowl get in.
And I believe the only team that can really beat Kansas City in the AFC is Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think
Eagles
Baltimore
has landed. He says they're going to lose the Steelers. I like the Steelers and the points. Eagles has landed. Sorry, my wife's making a lot of noise over there. She's putting together something. A World of Warcraft stuff that my kid got her.
If Baltimore gets Zay Flowers back, they could possibly beat Kansas City. They've been average so this
I don't think
year.
anybody's beating Kansas City until possibly the championship game. I just don't.
I agree with you.
I think they're just unbelievably coached football team. They're
And
just
their
they're not
defense
flashy.
has made them this year.
I'll say this: if Buffalo can't beat Kansas City this time around, then that coach deserves to be fired.
He just got extended, I think.
Because he's played them like 2 or 3 times in the playoffs and lost all times.
And not only that, they have had they had number 1 seed a couple of times and then get out.
Nope.
You know what I was thinking today, Loyal?
What's that?
Taylor Swift is an Eagles fan, right?
No, she's
No,
a Chiefs
she's a
fan.
Chiefs fan.
No, she's an Eagles fan, and Taylor Swift gets what she wants, right?
I always knew.
So you're gonna put Taylor Swift in the Eagles booth? Oh, okay.
That's right. The Chiefs
Not
already won
happening.
last year.
Not happening.
Yo, it's a fun fact. So, Taylor Swift actually from Philly.
Yes, yeah, I didn't know where she's from.
Yeah.
She's from Philly, huh?
Oh,
She ain't Philly.
No, her father's actually an Eagle.
Did you see Bill Belichick when he was talking about Taylor Swift, or when they showed a clip of Taylor Swift? He just was shaking his head like people are just tired of seeing her. Come on, man. Andre, what's up? Andre Mosley in the house. Kansas City got speed. They got everything, but they're not flashy. They just win. League commander. My Commanders are rebuilding with all new staff, a rookie QB, and it's far from complete yet. Won 12 games. Don't count us out tomorrow night.
Dave, what do I think
definitely
about
not counting you out.
Big Mike? Well, I got mixed feelings about that, Dave. I mean, a lot of people are saying, yeah, I was the first to say, yeah, McCarthy needs to go, but I mean, I got to look at the big picture. I mean, I want to see what he could do if
they allow him to
win,
go.
which will probably never happen. If Jerry and Stephen Jones would be willing to let him pick his guys and open up their checkbook.
thank you. And I've been saying it all along. Get the hell out the way.
But
I've been
because
saying it
there's so
too.
much scrutiny in the front office, they're going to automatically make Mike McCarthy the fall guy. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
They're never Jerry and Steven are narcissists. They're not going to admit to anything. They're never going to admit to anything.
Jerry is so much in the way that the number one spot that coaches want to go to is Dallas. Just a report came out today in Bleacher Report about a survey with executives doing that, assistant coaches.
I mean, unfortunately, it's true. Most of these coaches want to come to Dallas, but I don't know that they don't know. I don't know I don't know what to believe ultra about that, because they don't ever interview anybody really that's going to cost a lot of money, right? And they're already on board saying we don't want a young coach who hasn't proven it. They're not going to pay a lot of money like a Ben Johnson, even though in the world of business, you got to pay sight unseen. You got to pay for potential, don't you? So it's like, I don't know what to believe when it comes to that. I just don't.
But I have to believe that since if they were blocking him from interviewing for the Bears job, they're going to bring him back.
Ooh.
And they're going to pay him some money. That's what I think.
I agree.
Because why else would they just say, okay, we're not going to let you interview for the Bears. We think they're just going to screw him over. I don't think they would do that.
Every assistant coach that's playing right now in the wild card can interview to the 14th of January anyway. They can't interview until
they can be given permission to.
With the new coaching rules, they can't interview until 3 days after the wild card game is over. The only ones that can
know that
virtual meetings is like the people that are not the first seeds, like a Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, or anybody that's not hired right now can take those. But right now, coaches that are playing in the wild card game, they can't get interviewed right now. Like Cliff Clinsbury can't get interviewed. That's the holdup because he's supposed to be interviewing for Chicago's job as well, and he has ties to Caleb Williams when he was at USC.
Yeah,
is that what the Cowboys are waiting on? I mean, they're starting this shit already. It's like, what happens when free agency is going to come again? They're going to sign one player again? Sign your coach and go get some free agents. Quit screwing around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but they might. Yeah.
Well, they need to. Number one,
they
need an offensive coordinator. Mike McCarthy don't need to be doing that.
Yeah, Andre says they're waiting for the wild cards to be done with.
And Loyal, I agree with you on that. I think that's the holdup. I think the play calling is what's holding up that deal.
Well, they've already interviewed Glenn and Johnson.
Who did?
Glenn has
I mean Dallas we're talking about, right?
Oh, I thought Dallas, yeah.
So if they don't sign McCarthy after the first week of the wild card, then you got issues, or what's?
Well, his contract expires on Tuesday.
Yeah, he can talk with anybody after Tuesday. On Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Anybody.
If it was me, I would let him go. He's giving me the same result as Jason Garrett. You brought him in as a Super winning ball head coach to come in here and change the culture of it. In the last 5 years, he only has one playoff win. You brought him in to win playoff games. I'm sorry. I think it's time for him to go pack sand somewhere else. Take his money and go to Thailand or wherever and go on the beach, chill. But I think it's time for them to move on from him.
I agree.
I agree with you too, but there's only one problem.
Jerry Jones
comes in next is going to face the same situation that McCarthy's facing right now. He wants a freaking puppet in there so he can call the shots. Let's face it, guys. It's been 30 years. If they were serious about winning, we would have already did things to go ahead and win. We would have gotten free agent players last year. And until they change, I don't believe anything either one of them say.
Okay, Randy, I got one for you. So is it Jerry Jones and Steven throwing those interceptions or not tackling or getting blown up on the defense in Green Bay? It's time for these players to actually perform in big spots. I'm tired of all the excuses of Jerry Jones. Look at the 90s Cowboys. I use them as an example. They had more drama than anybody. Criminals, all that kind of stuff. But when they got on the football field, they were ready to take care of business.
I agree with you. But when you don't fix your defense up the middle, up front, and you're going after bargain basement players
exactly
that nobody else wants, I don't care what coach you got in there, you're not going to stop the run.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Ultra. You could put freaking Joe Montana, you could put Tom Brady, you could put Peyton Manning, anybody on this team right now, and they would still suck because Jerry and Stephen Jones will not go out and do anything in free agency. They keep going out signing, like Randy said, they keep going out signing all these players, trying to get a blue light special, trying to find players that are at the end of their career that, you know, and that's a problem, man.
I think they've been burned. In 2008, when they gave up all those draft picks for Roy Williams, he got to Dallas and turned out to be straight booty, right?
Yeah.
In 2012, they made all that money from Brandon Carr. Turned out to be straight booty.
That last night. I said it last night. My thing is,
I think the trigger.
stop using it as an excuse. Move on. That's in the past. That's almost 20 years ago. Don't nobody care about what happened 20 some odd years ago. This is a new day, new time, Stephen. Stop using that as a reason why you cannot pick up anybody.
And even
Okay,
booty,
Thomas,
that's
I got one
bullshit.
for you, Thomas. I'm going to be the devil's advocate here on the Joneses. Okay, you made that big deal. You gave up a first-round pick and other things for Roy Williams, right? You made those other picks for Amari Cooper that paid out. But when you look at the success that they had with their first-round picks, they value those first-round picks. 2010, like when Game Time put in there, you had Des Bryant, became a Pro Bowl wide receiver. You know, 2014, you get Zach Martin. 2013, you get Travis Frederick. 2011, you get Tyron Smith. 2020, you get CeeDee Lamb. You get Micah Parsons. You get Tyler Smith. Byron Jones, who became a Pro Bowl player. Leighton Vander Esch, who became a Pro Bowl player. They
Is Amari Cooper in the game right now?
That first round pick, and for you to get to a star player, you need to give up the first round pick. So I think I was surprised they gave a first round pick up for Amari Cooper. And the only one that they've given up a first round pick that you actually hit on was Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but you have to look at the other side of that too. Whenever, you know, these other, like Philly, for instance, let's just use Philly. They went out and got Saquon Barkley this year, okay, and they paid him money. Who did we go out at running back and get this year?
Zeke.
And we needed a running back. Nobody.
Zeke. Yeah.
If
No,
there's
I blame COVID.
you got
I
billionaires.
blame COVID for Amari leaving. That was
Yeah, but
I'm okay. Let's go ahead. We're going to talk about the Saquon Barkley and the Eagles. Great signing by the Eagles, getting Saquon Barkley. Okay, but now let's talk now about Bryce Huff. Let's talk about Devin White. You know, they've missed on these big singers. What they have been lucky with is that Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean has panned out, and Jalen Carter's taken a step, but they've missed on first round high money guys as well. They just got very lucky. Saquon Barkley actually put a cloud over their free agents period because he's been that good for the Eagles, but they've missed on some other ones that they have signed as well.
Yeah,
Zach
but they're
Ertz,
making
perfect
they're
system
making
linebacker.
moves and
But they're
doing
making-
something.
Yes.
And that's what matters. And that's why they are where they are, because they're actually making moves. They're not signing one free agent.
Well, this is what I'll say,
Last 2
Bobby.
years, Dallas signed one free agent.
This is what I'll say is they're not gun shy, and Ultra just pointed out all the moves that have not panned out for you. Those are facts. It's hard to sit there and throw them to your face, Bobby, because your team's sitting there with 14 wins. But those are the facts. But you are right, Bobby. They also throw a lot of, there's a lot of bullets there, and the more bullets you have, the more times you could hit your target, if you know what I mean. So that's my thing. Dallas kinds of limit themselves. What I would tell you is Dallas is unbelievably successful, even with these low-level Eric Kendricks type guys. They get more out of their players for the money. It's incredible. We're just frustrated because we see, man, if you just went out and got Micah a stud on defense, just go do something phenomenal.
I hear you, Brian. You guys are playing Russian roulette with one bullet. At least I'll fire my whole gun,
Okay, you fired your whole gun on Bryce Huff at $18 million, Robert. At $18 million, you paid for Bryce Huff, right? How many sacks does Bryce Huff have this year?
I don't even know who Bryce Huff is now.
Okay, Carl Lawson has 5.5 sacks, and he's getting paid $2 million.
Number one defense, bro.
But see, this
number one defense at a rookie quarterback that put up 36 points against you. Number one defense that's mid-pack on sacks. Number one defense that is hardly gets their mid-pack on interceptions. Number one defense that Dallas Cowboys put up 100 games. Your number one defense only has 4 games that you didn't give up over 100 yards.
How many playoff wins have
Okay,
you had?
then let's
But
go
what does
back
that
to
have to do with
name all the
Dallas,
quarterbacks.
Bobby?
Robert, name all the quarterbacks you played. Name them. Name all the quarterbacks you played.
I played?
No, the team played. Name them. Just
That
name them.
Philadelphia played.
Oh, Hurts.
No,
Got Foles.
No, who did you
Foles?
play? Who did you
this
play?
year. What quarterbacks? Other
Oh,
Lamar
we
Jackson.
we have 5 playoff wins. 5 wins against playoff teams. That's
And
more
Cowboys
than
have- we
Detroit
sucked
had.
this year and we
Detroit
got
had
3 wins
4
against
wins
playoff
There
against
you
teams.
go.
playoff
That's a good.
teams.
That's a good stat there. That's good.
Okay, now
So-
leave 3 losses. Who did you lose to? What quarterbacks you lose to in those 3 losses?
We lost to
Jaden
Washington,
Daniels.
and they're a
Jaden
good
Daniels.
young up and coming team. If I'm a Washington
Kirk
fan, I'm
Cousins.
stoked as shit. They're
Yep,
coming
Kirk
out of the
Cousins.
woodwork.
And Baker Mayfield.
Great for
Yeah.
them. I'm excited for them because we need competition. Because Giants, they ain't going nowhere. We know that. Dallas, they're falling off a cliff. They want to sign one for. I don't want to bash Dallas at all by any means, bro.
Well, you say falling off a cliff. We had a year of bad injuries.
Yeah, we
We-
had major injuries.
We're not going anywhere, people. We're gonna be back just fine next year. We're not.
Well, I hope so because
Well,
I
yeah, but
want
we're
We
not-
will be.
Yeah, but history says it's, so just based on the division winners over the last 10 years.
Well, who's coming back though? I mean, I think is D-Law going to come back? Zach
No.
Martin?
D-Law hasn't been here. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I hear
Yeah, I
you.
think D-Law's gone. I think
We
D-Law's
lost to
gone.
Kirk
man.
Cousins, who's a scrub, because Saquon dropped a pass. So that was another loss. So that we could have one loss, to be honest. with you,
Leggett
if
dropped
you
the
look at our
pass.
record.
Leggett dropped the pass.
And Devontae Smith dropped a pass late in the year too, So we could have one loss on the season, which I don't really care about wins and losses. I care about making it into the playoffs and having a shot at the Super Bowl. It's not who you lost to. We could go 8-8. If we get into the playoffs, I'm gonna be happy and talk shit. Yeah, I made the playoffs. You know what I mean?
And this is like for something for Drew, all the time he says, oh, you guys are 2 or 3 years rebuild. Okay, 2015, we were 4-12. We came back in 2016. We didn't go far in the playoffs. We finished 13-3, right? 2020, we finished 6-10, and we came back 12-5. For all those people that think that Jones, after a bad season, doesn't know how to figure it out and move forward and get healthy, that we're going to be a bottom feeder team, I disagree with anybody that will say that. There's too much talent on the Dallas Cowboys.
There is
Yep.
a lot of talent. I'm not gonna lie about that. I think you missed your window though with your 12-5 seasons. Now it's
Well, of course we did.
you can't even figure out who the coach is gonna be. It's like, come on, bro, get it together.
The Dallas
They
Cowboys
will.
4 players are still young. The stars of their team are still young. Who's old? D-Law, who's not coming back at 32. Zach Martin will be 35 next year. He's probably not coming back. Who is old on the Dallas Cowboys besides your quarterback 32, which is like 28 nowadays?
If you don't get speed on the offense, you're not gonna win next year. I'll tell you that right now. That's
But you
what
guys
I
got
see
so much
coming.
speed that you finished 31st in passing offense. Explain that to me.
Mark Hutchins says, my biggest worry is Will McClay. Is he coming back?
That's my biggest worry. That's my biggest worry.
funny.
Now, I just put up a graphic on the screen here. Division winners. This is all NFC. Obviously, the Eagles won it this year, right? We won it in 23. Eagles won in 22. We won in 21. So we back and forth, back and forth.
Every year.
Washington's won it in 2020. Eagles won it in
Eagles won't win it
2019.
next year. Trust me, it's every year. It's somebody
Dallas
else.
won in 2018. Eagles won in 2017. Dallas won in 2016. And Washington won in 2015. Now, you don't see the Giants anywhere on there, and that trend is going to continue. But again, to sit there and just loudly say it's our division to run, history says you're wrong. Always, I would say Ultra's pointing out is it's not like you have this juggernaut. You put up a great schedule. I remember last year when you guys were 10-0 and you weren't looking great, and some fans were like, "Oh shit, I'm worried because we're winning, but my brain tells me it ain't what it really seems to be." And the other half said, "Nah, we're winning. We're so good, it doesn't matter. We're gonna win anyway. It doesn't matter. We're like we're gonna overcome any falls." Now this year, Saquon Barkley has been unbelievable. Most importantly for the Birds, he stayed healthy, right?
That's it.
That's the most important thing for the Birds. He stayed healthy.
Well, I'm glad they rested him.
But my question to you is, history tells you especially not just Saquon, but the running back position, you don't stay healthy, which is why us Cowboy fans are debating taking Ashton Genty in the first round. It's nothing to do with Saquon himself. Now, he does have a history of getting injured, but, we don't know what to do as far as we would rather wait and get a running back in the second or third round. That's kind of
you seen what Ibuka can do last night.
Yeah.
You see how
to say
productive
that the
he
Eagles
can be.
are automatically going to win next year. History tells you your schedule. I saw your schedule. I remember Drew saying a couple weeks ago, and I really hadn't had time to look at our schedule. Our schedule is a lot easier than the Eagles' schedule next year. But that's besides the point. We don't know what teams are going to be good, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
I think it's Dallas, Washington, or Philly could win it next year.
I'm not saying we're going to win it, but I just mean we can't just assume, wow, we're good this year, it's going to translate. That's not how it works, people. That's not how it works.
I will say this, on addition to what Ultra said, Dallas their core is a younger core. Just over the last 4 or 5 years, Dak is probably the oldest out of all the younger players. And let's face it, in 2 or 3 years, he's probably not going to be around here. So if they add what they need to add over the next year, I do believe we're going to be right back in the middle of it next year. But if we go out and pick a few free agents up that will help us on the draft where we're not having to go hunting for a running back in the third round or a defensive tackle in the first round or second round, then I think we can be a lot better. We had a lot of bad things go against us this year, and I think it can change. But I think Jerry and Steven have got to want it to change too. That's all.
It's probably your worst year. It's probably your worst year in like 15 years with injuries.
I've never seen it. I've been a Cowboy fan since '65. I've never seen it like this.
Yeah.
Never.
So I wonder what everybody was saying. I wonder what they were saying. Dak and Michael was saying to Jerry in the press box last night.
Hey, you better get us some help.
Anybody hear anything about that?
Somewhere else. They didn't even show Jerry last night, which is what surprised me.
Yeah, because they were saying that they were going to sit in the press box with Jerry. So I'm just curious what Mike and Dak had to say to Jerry.
I would love to know. I'd love to be a bug on the wall.
There's stuff on YouTube that's saying that Jerry was getting booed in his home stadium for the Texas game.
I did hear on the radio today that Dallas is fixing to push the buttons where the $100 million is going to be available to the Cowboys. That's what I heard today.
I'm not a big Dak fan, but Dak did one thing in his contract. They usually only gave out 2 void years in each contract. This one, they gave him 4.
Yeah, and that's what I heard today. They're going to push money back in the next week. That's what I heard. I mean, whenever the new year comes around, that's what I heard today.
And one person I would listen to, even though I'm not a big fan of his, and I was totally like, I didn't believe what he was saying back in February. He said they're not signing nobody this past off season. It's a soft rebuild. They want to get their books in order so they can go all in 2025. That's what Fisher's been saying since February.
Mike Fisher right about most of the stuff he says.
Well, he's there at the Star all the time.
And he's very close to Jerry, and he's close to Jerry. He tells stories about when he was like a young reporter about him and Jerry, Jimmy, and Mike Fisher.
Yeah, he's been saying for years, he's been trying to tell everyone, Jerry didn't fire Jimmy. Jimmy wanted out, and they mutually parted ways.
Are you at the Golden Corral or?
No.
I hear you chewing. I didn't know if you were pounding back some wings or something. Them dry ass Golden Corral wings.
Hey, Wade, you at the nursing home doing pap smears?
Oh my God.
Oh. Damn.
Oh God. Loyal Cowboy says
You
thanks
know,
for the
so
hoodie.
think
Thank
about
you.
it.
Thank you,
Jerry
Loyal.
didn't fire Jimmy. He didn't fire Barry. And he didn't fire Chan Gailey. He didn't fire Bill Parcells. Like Mike Fisher went through the whole thing on how those coaches stepped down. Barry Switzer said, I'm done. I'm retiring. Bill Parcells did the same thing. He said, I'm done. I'm retiring. Jimmy said, I want it out. I don't want to be here no more.
All we need now is Drew, and we have ourselves a party, but he's working.
Got a trifecta.
We're the Dak haters. They call us Dak haters for criticizing him. This is the shot I take every year when we get eliminated. The 151. It's called the Trash Scott Special.
What's up, Phil? What's going on, brother? Phil in the house. Bernard, what's up? Eagles going to have around 50 to 60 million cap space. Bradbury, Slade, Dallas off team, more cap space, great for Eagles. I would say this, Bernard. They have to be careful how they allot their funds going forward, the Eagles. Not to say they're not going to make a move, but they got to be careful because every year it gets bad. And as far as
2028, man, they're gonna
2029, it all comes to a head.
Eagles, y'all gotta make a run right now.
Now's your time.
2028, y'all 2028, y'all ain't doing shit. Y'all gonna blow up that damn team in 2028.
I might not be alive in 2020.
You'll be alive. You're in great shape. Look at you. You're younger than I am, for F's sake.
I will say this. Tomorrow, I'm between the hours of 4 and 7. I'm becoming the biggest goddamn Green Bay Packer fan you'll meet.
CJ Stroud.
And you know what? I like you for that because I'm the same way with Dallas. When the Eagles got knocked out, I want Dallas to lose. That's just the way it is.
That's the way it is. That's what's so good about pro football. Let's face it.
I want the Eagles to lose. I want them to rub it in Jerry's face.
One thing I like about the Eagles, they know how to move on from quarterbacks.
That was a hell of an interception.
That was a hell of a throw.
That was a hell of a throw.
Randy, that was good footwork.
Yeah,
that was good footwork.
All right, let me get to the couple super chats here we got going on here. Dallas team is Linda Conyers. The Dallas team is set back because of depth. The Eagles been built on great foundation. No comparison, she says. Mark Hutchins says the untold story about Jimmy Johnson. 2-word salary cap. Yeah, and this is true. That was pre-salary cap, but he had a way of finding talent. Mark Hutchins, not just in the first round. The amount of, people that we got later in the draft that were able to, but obviously the whole Emmett, you can have all the picks in the world. If you can't hit on them, then it ain't gonna mean nothing. You got to know how to pick.
Yeah,
the right.
Jimmy hit on a lot of picks.
Yes, he did.
Well, don't you think that if Jimmy would have been there for the third year, that he would have signed Deion Sanders? He wouldn't have let that happen. At that time, we were signing free agents like crazy.
In 94, I don't think Jimmy would have let Ken Norton walk out the door.
I don't either. That would have happened.
Right now, Bobby Murphy, Wade is walking between 18-wheelers looking for that perfect lot lizard.
I still believe in 94.
Dude, he's got the headset on.
We win 4 in a row.
He's got the headset on. He's pounding back the Michelob Ultras.
Eric Williams would have been one of the greatest linemen of all time if he hadn't gotten that car accident.
Yeah, I would have saw his butt a few months back if that would have never happened.
He's opening up the doors and taking a whiff, and if it stinks
That's
too
the
bad,
only thing I like
the
is.
door.
Sorry about that. That's the only thing I like about Phillies. They gave us Eric Williams.
Yeah, Eric Williams.
He was a mean son of a gun. He'd defeat his guy, and then he'd kick him while he was down.
Well, you can't ask him because he's not here anymore. But Reggie Wade always said he was the nastiest player he's ever played against.
Yeah.
He was.
If he didn't get into that car accident, he would be in the Hall of Fame.
Aikman said he was
Yeah,
the
there was
greatest
the
lineman
argument.
of all time. That's what Aikman said. He said he would have been the greatest lineman of all time.
Ooh, is
There's
that
the
a catch?
argument
Ooh.
on Facebook right now. The 93 Cowboys versus the 2025 Chiefs. Who would win?
There you go, Bobby. You
I
just
don't
do
think
another
I'm taking
pick.
the Cowboys.
93 Cowboys would beat the shit out of them.
Herbert just had no business throwing that ball.
They're going to stop the run.
No, he didn't. That was a terrible pass.
Never throw across your body.
That's the
Never
same
throw-
thing he did last year in the playoffs when he started falling behind. He threw a lot of bad passes in that playoff game.
Yeah, that was a bad pass. Game time.
Yeah.
That's rule number one. Never throw across your body.
94
And that was
lost
a lesson every day.
Norton. We lost North Turner. We lost players. Yeah, Oscar, you're right. We lost North Turner as the OC. We lost Kenny Norton.
We lost the center too. I don't remember.
Stepnowski.
Yeah, we lost the center, and he was big back then.
Yeah. Yeah, man, time flies.
That's why I think they stay. If Jimmy stays, I don't think he's letting those guys go.
No, he doesn't.
Walker, wait, let me ask you a question. How old were you when Dallas won their last Super Bowl? 10?
No, 5 years old.
So you don't really remember that.
No.
I understand why you're so fucking mad.
That's why I can't stand Dak.
Right.
Fuck Dak. Tired of his ass.
Thomas, I can hear your the play through your phone.
Yeah.
How's that now?
Good.
No, I still hear it.
Nope, I can still hear it.
Damn, I turned the TV down and everything.
No, I think it's your phone. You remember?
Oh man.
You have to turn down the speaker or put it in your earphone.
Or I'll just like when you're not talking, you gotta mute. That's what you gotta do. So I just did.
Both of these teams look lost.
Yeah, that they do.
Well, it's good defense.
Yeah, it is.
I think we got to give a little bit of, it's good defense. So, come on, Bobby.
Randy, would you sign
Bobby
Khalil Mack?
keeps it real. He does.
If you got him for a reasonable price, yeah, I would.
Bobby takes a lot of crap from Eagle fans because he's too nice.
Is Khalil a free agent this year?
Yes, he is.
I don't really give a
I
shit
don't
about
think
Eagles
Sandy.
fans. A lot of them are most young ass punks right now.
There
that
you go,
never-
Bobby. I like
don't
it.
know shit.
I don't think Los Angeles
I like
lets
They
him
all want
walk.
to go to fucking
They don't
Wawa.
have a choice.
I
and
just
think
went to
they're
Wawa
better.
today, Bobby. What's wrong with Wawa?
Nothing. I'm just saying.
I got
I
me a
know how it is
classic.
back there. I'm an OG Philly guy, you know.
Hey,
Yeah.
Robert,
don't
I've got
know
a question
shit.
for you. Robert, I got a question for you. If Philly does happen to lose tomorrow, how much shit is getting torn up in Philadelphia tomorrow? They go.
Well, I'm hearing you, Randy. Here's the thing. Old Eagles fans, they appreciate the Super Bowl they won. These new fans, they were handed a Super Bowl and they don't know a fucking thing, you know? So
Mhm.
they got to grease the fucking poles and do all kinds of bullshit
Yeah.
because they're idiot and they'll eat horse shit and everything else because they don't know what the hell football is really about.
I get the feeling that Los Angeles will not let Mac go. He's going to sign back with them.
If the Eagles,
So I don't respect the new Eagles fans at all. They need to know how to lose in order to get a real win. You know what I mean?
Let
Yeah.
me read the super chat real fast, and you guys can continue the battle. The 94 offensive line is what I want now. I want big boys 1,600 pounds between 5 guys, says Mark Hutchinson.
I agree with
Wow, I definitely agree with that. We had the beefiest line.
Well, that's why Mark and Troy, I'll get your opinion. What Mark wants is us to go out and get Kelvin Banks, or he wants somebody. Now, Mark Hudson, does that mean if the Michigan defensive tackle is on the board, would you be okay with that? He wants to build from with the lines. And I'm curious what Ultra thinks. I know what Ultra thinks, but I'm really curious with Graham. If Graham is there, what would he do? Would you go away from Graham? First Troy, then Ultra.
No, okay, go Troy.
Depends upon what you want to do. Do you want to go defense first, or do you want to go
Mark
offense?
Saying he wants to just be unbelievable on the offensive line, and he feels that you got what?
Bobby said if Philly loses tomorrow, he aching your house.
Why? What'd I do?
I didn't say that.
No, Bobby Murphy.
No. You could try. You could try. Just know that I'm the type of guy that I sit up on my roof with a
shotgun.
No, I don't use a shotgun. Me and my son. He has his. I use a pellet gun, and he uses the paintball gun. So we got night vision goggles.
Zombie apocalypse.
Good luck. Good luck, man. We'll
anyway, back to your question.
Cheers, Robert. Cheers, Robert. And to your question,
yes.
Brian, game time.
Yes.
I draft Mason Graham and I keep the sausage snatcher at right guard and Brock Hoffman.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of where I'm thinking. As much as I'm with you and I want to get a weapon.
Thank you, Matt.
You got to, at some point, you just got to take the guy who's staring you in the face. Now, I would not take Banks over any
over Graham. No,
I wouldn't take Banks over Burden or Egbuka. But if Graham is there,
I take Graham all day.
So Mark Hudson, you would be okay with taking Mason Graham because not only is he a mammoth human being, he gets penetration. Pause. But he's a beast. He's a Jalen Carter. That's what he is. Actually, that's what he is. Yeah. So
the question becomes, which do you want to do? Defense first? Or again,
this
first?
Is where we have to take best available. You can't be locked in on anything. If Mason Graham falls to us at 12, which is a possibility, people, you could see Burden gone. You could see Egbuka go before us. I'm just telling you. Because the wide receiver group drops way off, and everybody in the world knows we need wide receiver. So they're all going to be trying to get ahead of us, and there's going to be there's going to be somebody drop, and there's going to be somebody that's going to jump ahead of the Cowboys who we're not really paying attention to right now.
Yep.
It happens every year. There's going to be a combine warrior. If Drew Aller, decides to come out, well, then that pushes somebody else down. So.
Well, Brian, to compliment what you just said, I watched 2 mock drafts last night where there were
Marcus
4
Blackman.
different people, and all the receivers were gone in the top 10. The 3 that you're talking about, all got drafted in the top 10.
Tet, Egbuka, and
all 3 of them got drafted. Burden. Yeah, because they people know that we're going to be after a receiver. If Graham falls to us, or if somehow the linebacker from Penn State, Carter, falls, you got to take them 2 players and don't ask questions.
I got one.
Go ahead.
I got one for the group. Say Ibuka's gone, Burden's gone, Graham's gone, Carter's gone, and you're staring at 12. You got Genty, Jalen Walker, or Tyler Warren. Who are you going with?
Probably Walker.
I like all 3 of them. I like Jalen Walker. I think he's going to be a good edge. He's going to be.
Who would I take out of those? What were the names? I'm sorry.
Tyler Warren, Ashon Genty, and Jalen Walker.
I'm going Genty there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I'm going Warren.
Yeah, and I love Ty Warren, but if we're being honest, he's the best guy there. That's all. That's all. But me personally, I'll go Genty then and just ride him out for 5 years, and and then go from there. But hey, that would be if they allow Genty to fall to us, then he's a dynamic player. You
That's
know,
right.
so I don't know, man. I'm really kind of hoping Genty goes before us, kind of like last year, Bijan, and that'll free up somebody else. You know, we're a lot better off this year as far as draft. Oh, you know,
Genty's got to get by Cleveland, I believe. I believe Cleveland is going to look at a running back.
Cleveland needs everything.
I think they're
right
going to
now.
go quarterback.
Well,
No, I think Cleveland goes running back.
Didn't you just hear what happened today?
Yeah, about him tearing his
Yeah, he's done, and
he's done for next year.
Yeah, but he might have been doing it. This is what I'm saying. He might have been doing something he should have been. He was in Miami. Rumor
That's
is
what
he was
I want
playing
to know
basketball.
what he was doing. That's what I
I
want
don't
to
think
know.
he was playing basketball. He just got his thing replay.
He was getting his freak on another massage. Come on,
Maybe.
gang.
So if it falls into
It
one of
fell
those
off
things
the
he's not
table.
allowed to do, then that 92 million's bye-byes. So that's what they were saying.
I think his career is
Doing
over.
something he wasn't supposed to do. All right.
Yeah. So that's a
But
tough
I am-
question, though. But that's very realistic. Now, if you're saying if I would take Mason Graham or Genty, I would go Graham. I would definitely go Graham over Genty.
Because we
I
can
got
find
another
a good.
one for the group. Got another one for the group. Saying that at number 12, you get lucky, you draft Ibuka, right? Jade Barron falls to number 31. Do you give up your second and third for Barron?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. You got.
I
We
don't.
needed. We need a back of some type, and he can cover in all areas.
Yeah, I like him, but knowing we don't have a fourth, nah. I need to.
Your
stay.
second round pick in history hasn't been very good, so you might as well take the shot.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'll stick there and take a Jack Sawyer or a running back or something. I'd like running back in the third round.
Andre, yeah, I like O'Mary and Hampton
You'll
out of
be able to
North
get
Carolina.
O'Mary and Hampton, or you'll be able to get Caleb Johnson in the second.
Yeah, some teams don't even like Caleb Johnson. I have to really see why that is. Some teams don't like him at all. It's weird. It's those running backs are like, what flavor do you like?
There's a lot of good running backs.
Yeah, Brian, I heard that this Johnson kid from TCU has a history of drops.
Yeah,
Gotta remember,
Savion
all
Williams.
these guys only have a 20% chance of making it in the pros. So you can pick someone and you don't know what's going to happen, you know?
I do have a question for everybody. Say we're at number 12 and Genty's there. All the receivers are gone. And you get an offer where you get their number one, they get your number one, but you get their number 2, 3, and 4. Do you take that trade down and say it's about 5 spots?
Oh, hell yeah.
In a heartbeat? Probably.
In a heartbeat, but I just have a hard time thinking how close.
Why would anybody give up 2, 3?
Because they're
and
hard up
4?
to get Genty or one of the players that are there. That's what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is the prospect that a team would move up? You think they would move up for Genty?
Yes.
Yes.
You think they would? Which team
Yeah.
do you think would move up for Genty?
Washington, they're sitting around 20, 22, somewhere in that,
That's a
maybe
good-
24,
I
or
can see that.
maybe the Chargers,
They
can see
need
that.
to run
the
them.
Cardinals.
Let's look at
can
it.
see that.
Okay. You got Miami, no. Indy is 14, no. Atlanta, 15, no.
No.
Arizona, yes.
Yes.
Cincinnati, yes.
Yes.
Connor's on his way out.
I could see a Cincinnati wanting to do that. Seattle, probably not. Houston, no. Denver,
Cincinnati.
Denver
Denver could.
possibly. So
Mhm.
Denver possible, but I think
But
you're
you don't
looking
want to
at.
get too much
No, that's
farther
what I'm
down
saying. I
that.
think you're looking at 17 as a perfect.
Mhm.
So what you got to do is look at what picks does Cincinnati have, you
And
know.
then say you make that trade, or before you make the trade, you accept their deal, and there's Josh Simmons sitting there, and there's Walker sitting there, and maybe Grant from Michigan sitting there. Don't
Okay,
you think that would be a good trade?
Cincinnati only has 6 draft picks in the whole draft.
Now, Randy, there's only about 12 or 13 graded first round players in this
Yeah,
draft.
yeah.
It's not a deep draft. Okay, I like where you're going with this. Say, for example, we make that trade. Now, do you flip the first round that you got from Washington and see if Jets bite for Garrett Wilson?
I would think about that because now you got a lot of picks, and you got 2 picks in the second round, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. That's 7 picks that you only had 3 starting out. Yeah, I would probably look at that, doing that.
What are you giving up for Garrett Wilson again?
The number 1 from Washington, the one that you just traded down for.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do that.
I would take Garrett Wilson all day long. You know why? Because he's had 1,000 yards every year with bum quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I think
he's a great receiver.
And he's got speed galore. So yeah, I like that deal. And you're sitting there with 6 more draft picks.
Mark Hutchins says first 3 picks: Ward, Sanders, Milrow. I don't agree with Milrow, Mark Hutchins, but who the hell knows? If he has a great combine, somebody might get enamored and get desperate. But I would think they could trade down and get him. But who knows? You might be right. You may be right. This is a very weak draft.
I'm including Aaron Rodgers in the bum quarterbacks. Jets fans, whoever.
Watch a little bit Ohio State.
So this mock one that I'm doing, you've got Will Johnson sitting there. James Pierce is sitting there.
Yeah, I don't like either of those players.
Calvin Banks is sitting there.
That would be the guy so far.
Luther Burden's sitting there. But I've got 3 trade offers.
I would take Luther Burden myself.
So I've got Philly that wants to come up from 28th, which I probably wouldn't take.
They're not going to move.
I want to see what Will Johnson runs at the combine because he gives me Patrick Surtain vibes. I want to see what he runs in the combine because I remember when Patrick Surtain was coming out, they were saying his speed. They were questioning. You remember that they were talking about?
Yeah.
Hell, Dallas wanted him.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And then I've got Houston that wants to come up 7 spots. They'll give me 19 and 55 for 12 and 76, plus a second rounder the following year.
Come on, I need Mixon for a touchdown for a bet here. Come on, buddy.
Will Johnson, he's 6'2", 202. I'm really waiting to see, like you said, Ultra. I'm waiting to see what he runs.
See what his his combine speed is.
I don't know when I watch him. I don't know, man. I'm afraid of him.
I think I might take that Houston trade at this point.
You know, that's the thing. I don't know, man. If he falls to us, you might have to take him, but they would have to make
let's find out.
Well, I'm saying I don't know enough about him I'm scared of taking him.
And they may be the same way you are, Brian. They may be scared to take him.
I feel like he could be a bust. He could be great. No, I just, I thought that Patrick Surtain was a can't miss player.
Yeah.
Whether he was great or not, I thought Surtain was a lock to be good. And Joe Horn, that was a risky. He was rising up. Remember, or not Joe Horn?
Joe Horn.
No, the South Carolina.
I believe Will Johnson is getting shitted on because he got hurt.
What was his name? The other corner that went that year.
J.C. Horn made the Pro Bowl.
J.C. Horn.
J.C. Horn. Yeah.
Jay Smooth. Cool. We're giving away a hoodie today. Very good. Game time. Would you trade Parsons for 3 first-round picks? Oh, Lord. Why are you doing this, Mr. That's not going to happen.
No, it wasn't.
It ain't going to happen because you got to pay the man, Jay. But you're asking me if I would trade him for 3 first-round picks?
Hell no.
Oh, no.
Depends upon what team is
I don't want to trade him, but 3.
Great point, Troy.
If it's a team that's going to draft up in the top of the draft,
that's what I've been thinking.
You may have to think about that.
If that team is going to be worse,
that could bring Manning right into our lap.
Well, that's exactly right. I love Micah, but that's not going to happen, Jay Smooth. So you stuck me there. I probably would for 3 first-round picks. Yeah, I would.
That's never gonna happen.
But it's not because you got to pay him. You probably get a
Micah
one
Parsons
and
the
a.
best defensive player in the league.
He
He is.
is.
So
But you know
here's
how
my
it is.
Kansas
mock.
City. If he's Kansas City or Detroit,
Well,
like
I
Troy
think
said,
he's one of
no,
them.
I'm not making that deal.
Well, yeah, exactly. If it's at the end of the first, then no, absolutely
No,
not.
you're not. You want to get up
I need a
pretty
top
high.
15 on the first one. So
If
then
it's
after
New
that,
England, if New England offered you that, would you take it?
yes, damn
I
right.
think
would
New
take
England's
it.
not
We're
at a
not
point
making
where
any
I would take
Herschel
it.
Walker trades anymore. Sorry. No way.
Okay, so my mock, Luther is still there at 19 because I traded back with Houston.
That's not going to happen, Troy.
I know.
I know. You love doing this shit. It's not going to
I
happen.
do too. Yeah. Or do I take Cam Williams,
No, you take
the
the
offensive tackle?
well. You
Cam
take whoever you
Williams
want.
is
That's what's the beauty of the mock draft. You're the
Yeah, I think I'm taking Burden at
You
that
know what's
point.
funny?
take the burden.
This is all gonna change after free agency. Who you want,
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, it's also depends on, yeah, you're right, how things
And-
line up. The sad part is you got Lacey, who did have that crap happen to him.
Yeah,
Or
he's not going to be there. He's going to jail.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you get a T. Higgins in free agency. You're
They're not
going
getting
for
T.
Genty,
Higgins.
right?
How
They're
many
not getting
people
T.
hit the
Higgins,
restart
man.
when CD fall to 17 in 2020? Remember that?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was beautiful.
We just was hit. I used to hit restart when I used to CD at 17 restart. I never thought he would be at 17 in that draft.
Well, if you remember, I was praying to God that we would take Martin, and they were talking about Johnny Football, and I'm thinking, oh my God, please don't take him, please don't. And when they took Martin,
Mark
I was so
Hutchinson
happy.
wants to know, Randy and Ultra and whoever else, do you see the Cowboys trading their pick for a player? I know we were talking about possibly Garrett Wilson. I don't know.
That's
What do
a
you
good
guys think?
Well,
If Garrett
what
Wilson's there and you're out of receivers, because after the first round, the receivers don't look good, I would trade my first for him. Straight up.
Randy, hold up a second. Hear me out. Jamar Chase didn't get signed, right?
Right?
So they got to sign Jamar Chase. So you can get T. Higgins and draft Genty.
I
I thought Jamar Chase signed.
No.
No.
Oh, he
Jay
hasn't signed.
Smooth. Sounds like
He's sitting
McCarthy's
back,
coming
waiting.
back. That'll be the next
They
topic.
gotta pay. They gotta pay Jamar, so they're gonna have to bite the bullet here. So that's
Yeah,
gonna
but-
leave T. Higgins open.
Yeah, but Burrow and Chase and Tiggins met together to try to come out with something so they all three can stay together and play in Cincinnati. So I
Oh,
want
I
to see
didn't
how
know
that.
that.
I want to see how that one plays out.
Well, you also got to see who franchises who before anything happens in free agency.
And money talks.
Yeah, it does.
And we better hope he doesn't go
has
to the
gone out the
Commanders.
window. Loyalty is gone these days.
I
Money
agree. I don't want to see him in a Commander's uniform.
Actually,
Brian, would you do that
loyalty does
Garrett
work
Wilson?
sometimes. I mean, Devontae
Great show,
Smith,
guys. West Virginia Country Boy. Thank you. You're in the hopper. You're in the hopper.
Devontae Smith did take a Eagles friendly deal, so loyalty does matter
What
in some.
So you're
players.
asking me what I take?
Would you
Garrett
take-
Devontae
Wilson.
Smith.
Yeah,
Devontae
for the
Smith is
first
number
round.
2.
Yeah, I would. I would. It all depends who's there. Again, I really want to. I would just say this: if McMillan's there, no. But if McMillan's gone, which I don't expect he's going to make it out the top 8, but
Yeah, he's gone in the top 8, top 7.
Garrett Wilson is, he's a stud. So how could you not do that?
Right.
I would say, but yeah, just know it ain't going to cost more than that pick. It'll get it done. But why would the Jets? Ooh, look at this. Oh no, incomplete. Why would the Jets do that? I'm asking anybody, Ultra, whoever. Like, why would the Jets? Because I hear this a lot. Why would they want to trade Garrett Wilson? Because he wants out. Okay. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
No.
So
Aaron's not himself anymore. He's not the quarterback he used to
thanks,
be.
Matt Batten. Thanks, brother.
But I can see the Jets saying, okay, if the Cowboys called at 12 and said, okay, we're going to trade you our 12 for Garrett Wilson, and then they go ahead and package their 7th and 12 to move up to the Cleveland spot or to get herself a quarterback. Or Tennessee might not fall in love with any of these quarterbacks and package those picks up there so they can
There
move
you
up.
go. I like that. Yeah,
That
see, that's
sounds-
very,
that
very.
sounds reasonable.
That's very, yeah. See, that's why he's good. He knows how to find his little. Yeah, that's an actual. That's really good. You got to know what they already have. They already have a 7, so they'll take that 7 and 12 because that would be the only way, right? And you would be getting a young. I think he's 26. If somebody, I could Google it, but if somebody wants to Google it, what's Garrett Wilson? I think he's young. Garrett
Yeah,
Wilson.
he's still on his rookie deal.
Is 24? That's even
Yeah,
better.
24, 25.
He's even better. So, you're getting a guy with something to prove, right? He still hasn't gotten that big deal, or I don't believe he has.
No, he
And
hasn't.
you're gonna have to pay him, but again, really, money's not. See, that's where I get annoyed with your organization because they trick the fans by saying, "Oh, well, money's a problem." Money's not a problem. As soon as we sign
triggers,
as soon as we sign Micah, we save like close to $15 million.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was set to account 17 mil. He's set to count over $21 million on the cap this upcoming year. So as soon as you sign him to a deal, you save substantial money immediately. So again, that's just, and those levers in the contracts of CD and Dak were put in there to flip. They weren't put in there to contemplate flipping. They will flip the switches. It's what you do as a business person to space the money out, which is why you add the void years. That's going to happen. How many times you need Jerry Jones to tell you, we have made our decision, whether we like it or not, and we could argue that one day, but they are locked into Dak for the near future, year 2. After that, they can get out from under it. But
I see Dallas really making moves this year.
I do too, which is why I wish they would just be quiet rather than say we're not doing nothing, we can't spend money. Just stop.
I agree.
I agree. You're only
agree.
hurting the fans. You're not outsmarting anybody. Just
They're
don't
trying
say
to
nothing.
play-
But they can't do
Right.
that.
They're trying to play like they don't have money or they're not going to do anything, tricking people, but they're going to.
I think
They're gonna
so.
make some
I
moves.
do think they're going to do some stuff. Just remember, they have enough to worry about just bringing back their own, right?
Touchdown, Houston.
Touchdown. So they're all of a sudden they're in the lead. The Chargers are blowing the game. They've had a chance to blow this thing wide open.
Yeah, the Chargers should have had this game. They should have had this game wrapped up in the first 5-10 minutes of the game.
Thomas, I got one for you. Say the Raiders get desperate and they want to move up for Shador Sanders. Do you give up your number 12 for Max Crosby?
Whoa.
He's a little older,
They're not getting rid of Crosby.
but he's I think he's 30, right? Let me look him up.
They already said they're going to keep him.
I think he's about 27.
He's a darn good player. I'll say that much.
27.
Yeah, he does.
He's 27.
Yeah, he's still a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he just had surgery.
My answer is yes. Anyway, go ahead, you guys. I got to go do so. I'll be back in a minute.
I got
Okay.
another one for
said
Troy
they're not
Daniels. I got
getting
one
rid
for
of
you, Troy Daniels.
Yeah, go ahead, Colt.
I'm on the train machine, okay? Say Derek Brown's coming off an injury. Carolina's at 5, and they fall in love with Abdul Carter. Do you give your 2nd and 3rd and next year's 2nd for Derek Brown from Carolina?
So the Panthers are picking at 5, right?
Uh-huh.
We would trade those picks to 5 to get 5.
No, they would get our 12th. We would give up our 2nd and 3rd. We still stay at 12. We would give them their 2nd and 3rd so they can then package that to move up to number 3 and get Abdul Carter. Say he's sitting there.
Okay, so we still have 12 at that point, right?
Correct.
That's all
For our
to move up.
for our 2nd and 3rd pick for next year or this year.
This year.
That's a lot to pay. That's a
Mm-mm.
lot to really pay.
But he's under contract. I think he'll cost less than also probably going to get. He's coming off an injury, so that's why you probably get him for a second and third.
No,
I don't do
No.
it. I don't do it.
no. Me personally, no.
I'm just asking. That's just like some brainstorming. That's just good input. To
Yeah,
hear.
I don't think I take it.
All right, I got one for y'all. How about would you give up your first this year and your second next year for Myles Garrett?
In a heartbeat.
Yep. Yep.
Hell yeah.
I'll go streaking.
Hell yeah.
I'd take that one in a heartbeat.
He's tried and
I
true.
no. For me,
What?
no. Because I think in the draft, we got a good chance of getting, a couple good players. I think.
Loyal, put down the pipe, bro. He's tried and true.
Loyal on that Buckeye high.
I will say, if Mike Green is in there for us in the second round at 44, do you take Mike Green from Marshall?
I think he doesn't get past Kansas City at 32.
Well, I'm worried about him getting past Philly at 28.
That's another good spot for him.
What position is he?
He's a edge rusher. Or he's a linebacker or edge. He's an edge considered. He's a lot like a Abdul Carter, but he's a little bit smaller, I believe, than Abdul Carter, but right at the same.
Reason I say that, Loyal, is because you don't know who you're going to get in the first round. You know who you're going to get with Myles Garrett.
I don't know. I think we're going to go after Ibuka. I really do. I think we'll go receiver.
If he's there at 12,
Oh, he'll be there.
I got one for you, for everybody in the chat. Who is your dream scenario for the first and second round? If you were drafted, what would you come out with and say, I'm happy. I'm going to the Golden Corral with Wade in the first, second picks.
Well,
A receiver and an edge rusher.
Yeah.
Gotta give me a name.
Yeah.
Gotta give me a name.
I would
Ibuka
say,
and Jack Sawyer.
What's up, Leo?
and I would say Ibuka and Mike Green. I take Green over Sawyer, but they're right there with each other.
I think I'm taking Ibuka, and I think I'll take Judkins.
What about game time?
What are you saying now? My dream
Your first
scenario?
2 picks.
Yeah,
your first
and second round
Dream
pick.
scenario. Now, come on, how? I mean, like, we got to be realistic, right? We can't just say a guy who's going to be a top 5.
Right.
All right. My dream scenario. Let me peruse some of the names. My dream scenario. So you're saying Tet McMillan I can't get, so that wouldn't be. He's not a possibility, right? My dream. I think.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I believe that Tet McMillan might be there at 12.
Well, that's my. If you're talking dream scenario, Ultra, he is my. He does not come without questions. Again, he's not a perfect player, but he's perfect for the Cowboys because he's that X receiver. He's that beast of a guy who goes out and attacks the ball. Dak friendly. Come on, we need a Dak friendly. We need somebody that can go snatch it because Dak ain't the most accurate guy in the world. But so in a perfect world, I'll give you 2 scenarios. Give me Tet McMillan, and in the second round, give me one of the defensive tackles. Give me let's see here. Give me. I'm trying to be realistic. I'm not going to say anything. Give me Kenneth Grant. How about that? Give me Tet McMillan and Kenneth Grant, and I'll be happy. If you're saying Tet's gone, then give me Ibuka in the first round, and somehow I don't know if Jahdae Barron's going to fall to us again. I think give me that defensive tackle in the second round, whether it's Walter Nolan, Kenneth Grant, somebody like that. I ask you, Ultra, what is your
Mine?
What is yours?
Oh, I'll go to the Golden Corral they have down the street here in Puerto Rico. So I came out with Tyler Warren and O'Marion Hampton in the first and second.
Well, O'Marion, that would be You know I love Warren, so
That spice up the offense some.
yeah. I just would love to be able to get a McMillan because that would totally make everything perfect with our
I'm
offense.
hoping
And then,
the tight end from Penn State.
yeah,
falls
that's
to
yeah.
me.
I love Warren. I do. I love him. There's a lot of Eagle fans, Ultra, that think he's going to be an Eagle, and I'm like,
He very well could be.
If they're going to the Super Bowl, he ain't making it to 31, right? I mean, not going to win the
Might
Super
trade
Bowl.
up to get him.
I think Warren goes anywhere from 5 to 14. I think his floor is with the Indianapolis Colts.
Dallas
I
Clark.
I can see
I hope
if
you're right.
Blue Card goes, they get Warren for Bryce Young for the young quarterback. Well, they need a tight end.
Yeah,
I hope you're
agree.
right because that pushes other players down to us.
Yeah,
If he
exactly.
goes above us, then that pushes players down. I hope you're right.
Well,
I will do it. I will do
CJ.
a shot at 151 after the combine if Warren don't start making the top 10 conversation. He's gonna test at 4.51 40 for a guy that's 6'6", 255 pounds. Watch the combine. He's an athletic freak, so I think he might be in that up there.
He might be the player of the draft.
Wow,
That
nice
tight
play
end
by
out of Bowling
CJ.
Green is pretty good too.
You look at the Raiders tight end. That guy's a beast, you know. And Raiders fans were mad at picking him.
Marcus Blackman, you bring up a good point, and this can go to the panel here. He says we need to re-sign Deron Bland because Diggs' injury is a concern. Now, I will tell you, Marcus, he's under contract. Now, if you're saying we need to extend him, I'm on board with it.
Yeah, I am too.
But that goes back to what Ultra said a while ago with a Jahdae Barron or whoever said it. You're gonna need a damn cornerback to start the season, especially if you lose Jordan Lewis. We need Jordan Lewis back. There's no doubt about it. You know they're not going to give up on, Kalen Carson, even though he didn't show anything. So, and I like Tyler Booker too, Dave Thompson. I do like.
Yeah, he's
him.
he's a good player.
Yeah, Alabama, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a guard at Alabama. He's a monster.
So yeah, just remember, and this goes back to our first round pick. If what's his name? Either Will Johnson or do you guys like Ravel? Are you guys familiar with Shavon Ravel? Are you guys familiar with him?
He's a heck of a defensive back.
Here's the problem. He's that tall type of guy, right? I believe he's tall. Let me look him up. He's 6'3", 194. That body type, right? Does that scare you? I like Will Johnson better than Ravel.
Yeah, he's like a Ringo.
Well, Ravel's coming off of injury too.
Jay Smooth says game time is any good tight end to draft. Well, we just talked. Ultra just brought one up. There's two dynamic tight ends. There's two dynamic tight ends, but there's a lot more than that. I would say Loveland out of Michigan and Ty Warren out of Penn State. Pick. Some people have Loveland over Warren. You know, some people have Warren over. Now, I like which one? I like the Texas guy, Gunnar Helm. I like him. He's a later guy. He's probably like third round. Who else do I like?
Bannon from Bowling Green. And then there's a Mason.
That's who I'm. A Taylor.
Loveland.
Mason Taylor from Miami.
Not LSU.
LSU. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's who I was thinking of. I was scrolling down to try and find him. But you got Loveland in Michigan. Might be the number one guy. He, again, Michigan has a. Get ready. They have a lot of studs. You may be getting one. You may be getting one of those defensive tackles. So
Houston's up. They just kicked the field goal.
Yes, they are. That was all C.J. Stroud, that drive.
Robert, who you guys going in the first round?
Who? I don't know, man. With Brandon Graham leaving, we need defensive end. He's retiring, and Huff didn't pan out, so we need a defensive end in my eyes.
Well,
Human Yulin.
Well, you're going to be looking at a Shamar Stewart, Landon Jackson, Princely. I can't say his last name out of Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Those are the three guys in that area, but probably Shamar Stewart Maybe James Pierce out of Tennessee if he drops that far. Some people love James Pierce. Some people don't love
That's our weak
James
spot
Pierce.
is defensive end or linebacker. You know, we need a linebacker as
Well,
well.
I hope you don't get a. I definitely don't hope you don't get a Deontay Lawson or a
I think
Landry.
our offense is set.
I don't need you to
tight,
get that.
a tight end will be good because guys get hurt every freaking year, and we need a consistent tight end. You know that's a problem right
Jihad
there.
Campbell, shit. I don't need them going. I don't need you. Yeah, Campbell going to the Eagles.
Somebody got hurt for the Chargers.
I got another one for you, Robert. Are you concerned that if you guys go far in the playoffs, that Saquon will have 410 to 430 carries this year, and he's going to be 28 going next year? Would you guys draft a running back?
No, because running backs, you know, you can either get them free agent or you draft them. We got Kenny G, and he proved he can do good. I'm not a big fan of Kenny G, you know. He's not my favorite running back.
Yeah, I don't like the flute or anything like that.
I think he could
Gainwell.
I think he could step up if needed because he looks Saquon when he needs to be, but it's not that good a comparison. But we got Saquon I think he's good for another year or two. You know, at least another year. So I'm not worried about running back right now. Saquon's good. My biggest concern on the Eagles Ultra, I swear to God, I think that you can have any players you want on the team. The head coach is the problem for the Eagles. Sirianni is like a riverboat Ron with the Detroit coach. So when they both get into the championship game, who's going to make the wrong call on the fourth down? You know, that's what I'm seeing.
It's going to be interesting. The draft is always fun. You know, it gives everybody hope.
Yeah, I want you guys to have hope for next year. I'd love to have a good Dallas Eagles rivalry, you know, and how we got Washington in the mix.
We always are in the mix.
The Giants.
That's what I want to tell you. Every team goes
don't feel
through.
sorry for us.
Every
Please don't
team
feel
goes
sorry.
through what we went through. Every team goes through this.
Right.
Make no mistake about it. If you can dodge it and not have a bad team, but I would argue that having one of these years every now and again is actually not a bad thing, because it allows you, like it did,
to draft up
in Ultra 2016. Is that when it was when we had the 5th overall pick and we went and we turned around? Yeah, 4th overall pick. We turned around and won a division the following year. Now, I'm not guaranteeing all that. I'm just saying it could only help a team that's got talent on it, you know, already. You guys can say whatever you want to say regarding the Cowboys playoffs. I can't argue. What I do know is we're a very good regular season team for the most part. We just are. So, you know, we're not going to go anywhere. That's why I feel like I'm stealing Drew's money when he, you know, I don't know if you know, Ultra, there's a bet that me and Drew made. If Dallas wins 6 games or less, he wins $100. If Dallas wins 7 games next year, it's a push. If Dallas wins 8 or more games, I win $100. I feel like I'm stealing his money. But
You're going to win $100.
I mean, look what happened this year. Dallas really, they won 7 and they were decimated. I mean, that's again.
You'll win that money.
And
the only thing that scares me is Dak in the playoffs.
Well, again, that's a total separate animal. Ultra knows far too well. He don't have any faith in Dak. You know,
I don't either.
I don't have faith in Dak either, but I don't really know what else to do. I'm a Cowboys fan, so we're going to root for him, hope he can get the job done, and hopefully we can get another young guy in here just in case he can't.
I hope Dak proves me wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Daniel, this is for Daniel Aaron. Put something in the chat about tight end. Ferguson was rated as one of the worst tight ends this year. So if you don't think that they're going to be looking at a tight end at 12, if that guy is there, people must be a little. They're not doing good drafting. He might be the
and
highest
then
rated person
that's
on
what
the
I
board.
had said. Remember, I said if certain guys are gone, I would really want that Ty Warren. I just don't know where they
Yeah, you
feel
said
on
that
it.
the other night.
Yeah, and I would want that Ty Warren. I would want him because I think you can never have enough tight ends. So
That's right, game time. And you know what? If you look at all the Super Bowls, guess who Tom Brady had? Gronkowski. Guess who Mahomes had? Kelsey. So having a great tight end is not a bad thing.
no, it's
You know what I
not.
mean?
And if you can have multiple, then that's even better.
Yeah,
It is. It is Mark
isn't
Holmes'
that
baby,
guy.
Rolo, but sometimes a baby's got to be
You going to Beaumont?
spanked a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Pause. No, I'm joking.
So it's true. Mark Holmes does change the Dak diaper then.
I think he's got diapers that actually have Dak's resemblance on it. I just don't see the Cowboys getting the tight end at 12 when we were the glaring needs to fix the tight end. Daniel M.
Everyone laughed at the Raiders, but look at what happened there, you know?
I would tell you if they have a stack of names and it's close, you have to take the stud. You just do. I mean, when Dallas took CeeDee Lamb, they didn't necessarily have to have, I mean, we did have Amari Cooper there. We didn't have to go with CD, but he was the best guy on the board. You had to go with him. You had to. So, and it worked out. So, Mark Hutchinson says Ferguson was hurt most of the year.
I agree.
I like Jace. Oh, Yassine's in the house. Where has he been?
I just don't like 4.8 40 tight ends.
Yeah.
Ferguson was hurt, but he really had a subpar year. I thought he would be better.
I think that ankle injury was worse than they let on. Remember, they originally said he could be lost for the season. And he's already, like Aldridge just said, he's already not a fast guy. So it just made it that much harder for him to succeed this year. So,
And that's why I believe Martin was hurt all year too. I believe Martin wasn't healthy all year.
Yeah.
He fell off too much.
Very possible.
At least you turn your running game around.
What's going on? Long time, man. He's getting the sound together.
I got another question for you guys. Say, for example, the Joneses wake up from their coma. Who's the top three free agents you would like them to sign to help the team?
T. Higgins.
That's one.
Who's the three?
I gotta say T. Higgins. I gotta say T. Higgins.
Brian, I'd like to see him go after Jeffrey Simmons.
You can? Okay, good.
Tennessee.
I gotta say T. Higgins. I would say Jeff. I would say Jeffrey Simmons because he's my dream pick. Because he's my dream free agent.
Yeah.
I would say Jeffrey Simmons because he's my dream pick. Because he's my dream free agent.
Hey, Brian.
We're hearing you again, brother.
Did you guys talk about Mike McCarthy yet?
No.
You can't? Okay, hold on. I think I need to get my headphones.
Yeah, because we can hear the
hearing feedback.
broadcast. Yeah, we're hearing the broadcast, buddy.
You can't? Okay, hold on. I think I need to get my
Just
headphones.
mute. Yeah, I'll mute you. Yeah, we're hearing the broadcast, buddy. There we go.
What if the Cowboys came out of free agency and they signed DJ Jones, they signed Dre Greenlaw, they signed Stephon Diggs, and re-signed Osa and Jordan Lewis? Would you guys be happy?
Not with Diggs. I don't want Diggs. I think he's a guy that would, I don't know. I just don't trust him. Everybody else that you said, I'd be happy with. Everybody else.
But keep an ear to that one, because that's what Patrick C. Walker was been saying for like the longest, that the locker room has been talking a lot about Stephon Diggs coming to them this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. If you're saying that you go give me a Trey Smith, let's say you go give me Trey Smith, the guard out of Kansas City, to go in and say, so now you don't have to worry about drafting. You have enough young guys on the line, and then let's say you get, I don't know, I don't think they would go. I think it would have to be a linebacker. It would have to be I don't know. Maybe they go Drake Greenlaw, right? But I'm hearing Amari Cooper, but I agree. I think that's a lot of. I don't think they would ever bring Amari back. So if you're saying that they brought in, let's say they brought in, Trey Smith, Diggs, Stephon Diggs. Now you don't have to go into the draft with a real need other than you would, in that first round, you could take a Ty Warren, no problem. You could take, you would have more options. You could take a damn safety if he dropped to you.
You could be wide open in the draft to whoever you want to go after.
That's kind of where I want them to do. And if they do that, I'll be happy. I'll be real happy. What do you guys think of Javon Holland? Do you like him as a safety? Miami?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
So,
yeah, I do too.
Looking at him, a guy like him who's young.
You mentioned the Kansas City guard. He's a pretty darn good player too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd be getting a real good guy. I'm just looking at guys that make sense rather than, hey, I want to go get T. Higgins. I know that. But Stephon Diggs is going to come a lot cheaper coming off that injury. I wouldn't have a problem with it, but that would mean you still got to draft one. But I would say this, Randy, if you get a Stephon Diggs, now you may be more okay with going and getting his Savion out of TCU or something like that.
Savion Williams, yeah.
Somebody who's just an unbelievable freak. You're willing to roll the dice knowing you got another veteran in the building already. So,
do you think Diggs would shut his mouth playing with his brother or want the ball more than CD?
Nah, I don't think so.
Might it actually, now, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Diggs, but it may actually kick his career back into forward gear instead of being neutral. I mean, he might be excited about being a Cowboy because that's where he wanted to play to begin with.
I have a question for a panel real quick before Ultra. Assuming he has more stuff. How about this? How about this? How about D-Law is gone? Well, I think we could all agree that D-Law is gone. How about if we bring in Hassan Reddick or a Josh Sweat? What would you think about? Either one of those guys.
I'll take either of them back on the Eagles.
I know you will, but I'm for this argument, we're losing somebody, right? So we can go out and get a defensive end. We can go get one. Reddick's an older guy. I think you probably get Reddick a little cheaper.
Isn't Reddick a outside linebacker or is he an edge rusher?
Well, he's both. He's more of an edge guy, but he would fit perfect in a 3-4. So, but he was fine with the Eagles rushing off the edge. We couldn't block him.
I know. But he was the one guy that we had problems with.
Marcus says it would be a bad move. We don't know what we got with Sam Williams, Marcus. I agree. I love Sam Williams, but we don't know what we got.
Right.
I don't want to count on Sam Williams at this point.
Reddick is a big time player. If it wasn't for Reddick, they don't go to the Super Bowl.
That's what I mean.
Knocked out Purdy. And I don't think he'll go back to the Eagles. I wouldn't be shocked if he went somewhere like the Giants.
Well, I was saying Dallas because Dallas was in on him. Ultra, Dallas was in on. That was the word at the time that Dallas was kicking the tires. How could we? They were talking with the Eagles, and obviously the Eagles weren't going to trade him to Dallas, or Dallas wouldn't give up the compensation. They were probably holding Dallas to the fire and overpaying. Now he's free, people. Now he's free. He costs you nothing but money. And he's 30 years old. He's not going to get what he thinks he's going to get. Bring him to Dallas.
Imagine
see what's up.
Imagine Reddick overshowing Maurice. Woo! That will get me excited as Mark Holmes seeing Dak Holmes Dak Prescott in a thong.
Pass
rush.
Woo! Yeah, and Bobby. He's been wanting $25 million. Nobody's wanted to pay him that, Bobby. Do you know what you're worth? What somebody's willing to pay you. That's what you're worth.
Yes.
Unfortunately. So I don't think he's getting $25 million a year. It may be 25 on paper, but when you he
didn't play half of the year, did he? He sat out for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, I want to see how old this dude did.
Him setting out, I think that hurt him. He's going to get a lot less than what he would have gotten because you can't figure he's got
We're just having fun here, everybody, talking about what ifs. This, the same
I have a
goes
question.
for the Eagles. The Eagles are going to need an edge rusher. Huff stinks. I think we could all agree. Huff stinks.
Yeah.
And you're winning despite him. But how, again, like I was telling, who was I telling? I was telling, Drew. I was telling Drew that I would have been, I would be a little nervous about and you keep saying first place defense. Well, we've seen them give up long drives multiple times this year to lose a game. I'm not trusting that defense to stop a team on the final drive. So
Philly?
Yeah. I mean, they've won a lot of games, but
I'll be honest with you, and I don't see anybody in the NFC beating the Eagles, and I can't stand the Eagles. I'll be honest with you. I think Detroit, they got too many injuries, and I think Saquon is unstoppable. That's why I'm picking the Eagles.
Let's go.
Look at him. Look at him. Bobby just got wood back there.
I think the Eagles need to extend Sirianni for about 5 years, $30 million.
No, I think the Lions is.
I'm gonna still not change my mind.
When I say that, I'm talking about the NFC. I'm not talking about the Super Bowl. I'm just talking about the NFC. I just don't see Detroit or Minnesota or LA. And I think Washington and who's Washington playing against? They're playing that's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
But I think Tampa wins a close game there.
Real quick, CZ says, a question. Who does Jerry want? Well, again, we don't know what Jerry wants.
Jerry's embarrassing himself now.
Yeah.
Brian, did you guys already talk about McCarthy? I'm sorry because I missed the whole
we've kind of skated around the surface a little bit. We haven't really gotten. I'm curious about everybody on the panel what they think about McCarthy.
I think Jerry's really, and he didn't expect McCarthy to get any interest, but I think he's trying to negotiate with McCarthy on, but he's gonna. I think Jerry's going to end up signing McCarthy. And can I just say something? Mark Holmes, who I'm a big fan of, he always says that McCarthy is making $4 million a year. He's not. He's making $6 million in the first 4 years. He made $7 million the last season. So McCarthy is not going to take less than $10 million to come back.
Wow.
And hopefully he gets a little bit of control.
Who's that on your panel there that's talking?
What are you talking about right now? You got Ultra Cowboy, you got Loyal, you got Yassine Cowboy, you got Thomas.
Yassine?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Hamid. I'm sorry.
No, he's still in a cave somewhere.
I thought he was an Eagles fan.
He is.
I got him confused. My bad.
I'm not an Eagles fan, no.
I got some of the smartest Cowboys fans that are in the Zoom call between
You're
Yassine.
probably smarter than Jerry Jones.
Well, I'm saying between Yassine and Ultra and Randy and Loyal, I think we got it covered here. You guys can just go, and I'll be back. No, I'm joking. But yeah, you guys know your Cowboys history and you know the game. Thanks, 9,000. What's up, brother? How are you? CJ Stroud is on fire. Mixon fumbled, huh? Green Bay is getting dropped off tomorrow.
I will say this. If Detroit is on their game, I don't see Philly beating Detroit. That's just me. Their offense is
Randy, you would say that about anybody.
No, I'm being honest. Last night I'm a Texas fan, right? Well, what did I tell you? I told you that Texas wasn't going to beat Ohio State. Did I not?
I ain't even getting mad at what you're saying. I just know you. You're any team. It could be the worst team. Be like, wow. I just think they're going to beat Philly.
No, I believe Detroit is going to beat Philly. I don't believe anybody else is going to beat Philly.
Great.
I got news for you, Bobby. Detroit will be favored if that happens.
Yeah, they will be. But
so that's all I'm saying.
Good.
So we can't act as though that's blasphemy. Oh my God, how could you? Well, no, they're going to be the favorite. You're the underdog. You know. That's the thing.
Hey, Brian, isn't it surprising that Steven is trying to create more cap room this early in the offseason?
Why? Like what happened?
They said he's already negotiating with the debt contract of the.
Well, yeah,
to get
that's
some.
again, yes,
That
that's
creates
good.
another 30 million. By the way.
Yes, and then when they're done with CD, we talked about it. When they're done with CD, and then they re-sign Micah, they will have over 100 million easy without doing anything else. So again, but you got to remember
That's
they
a
have to
lot of money.
re-sign. They have to re-sign a lot of people, though. You figure.
Also,
See,
If
y'all
they
seen the
sign
money
one
they have
free
now.
agent with $100 million, I'm gonna be mad.
Here's the deal: with the money that they're under the cap now, that is going to cover the dead money for the upcoming season.
yes.
So, okay, so then they're already whatever they're under for next year, 20-some. They're going to have $90 to $100 million as soon as they flip those switches and sign. But you still have to like address your own guys, right? I mean, you got to decide what you're doing with Jordan Lewis. You got to decide what you're doing with Osa Odigizua. Can you reach a long-term deal, or do you have to put them on the franchise tag? You know,
I believe they're going to franchise tag also if they can't sign him.
You know, there's
they
a
can't
lot
afford
of-
to lose him.
Yeah, I think he stays, but you'd rather have a long-term deal because that would be more team-friendly for everybody.
Yes, it is.
So when you're talking about that, and then you got to talk about a Golston, who I think is a nice rotational piece. You're going to keep Turpin because he's restricted. You're going to keep the kicker because he's restricted. So you're going to use some money, but you can go out and get a player or two, a big-time player or two if you want. There's nothing stopping you, people. There's nothing.
This is my take on the Lions versus the Eagles. I'm not trying to be a hater on the Eagles, but how can the 31st passing offense keep up with that juggernaut?
That's what I'm saying.
They're going to come back to their defense. What type of defense? Even though it's number one, it's a don't bend, don't break type of defense. What does Detroit do? Detroit goes down, dink it here, throw one up the middle here. Oh, that their defense is going to be their defense will not handle Lions offense. That's a bad matchup for the Eagles, in my opinion. It's a terrible matchup for the Eagles.
The Lions are hungry.
The Lions are hungry, but Saquon could be
Detroit gets
a bad
eliminated.
matchup for the Lions too.
And that coach,
I love how people can predict the future without seeing it.
Dan Campbell, will get the best out of the Lions. I believe that. That's going to be the difference is Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's going to eat Dracula alive.
You know, Dan Campbell cost the Lions a Super Bowl last year. He should have won that 49.
Well, he's not scared to go for it on fourth down.
No,
But if he kicked the field goals last year, they would have beaten the
Cost them
49ers.
again.
And that was not a bad narrative on Dan
I agree with
Campbell.
Bobby. I think Dan Campbell's his coaching style is going to give him in trouble.
Yes.
But in that if that championship game last year, those were
cost
great
them.
balls, great play designs. If Josh Reynolds catches those balls, the Lions would have been in the Super Bowl. He dropped them.
No, if he'd
He
have caught
kicked two
one,
field goals, he would have
Two of
won
them.
that game. 2 field goals.
No, two doesn't matter. He made the play. The execution what failed. Josh Reynolds dropped those two.
if he'd have caught
he made a great.
Hey, Ultra, I hear what you're saying and I get it, but I had this conversation with Game Time over and over again. When you have a great defense and a great running game, you can win a lot of games no matter who your quarterback is.
Like I said, look up the history. Name a 31st passing offense that's won the Super Bowl. You're going to have to throw it. What they're going to do they're going to make Hurts win the Super Bowl. And if Hurts wins the Super Bowl, I will never criticize that game. They're going to make Hurts beat them. That's what they're going to do. That's the way you have to beat
hold my
the Eagles.
receipts on you.
I'm going to just say, I think the reason the Eagles had the 31st in passing offense was because they had leads in games. That's why they didn't throw the ball that much in the second half.
We don't have to throw
With
the
guys
ball.
like AJ and they got receivers.
Let me tell you right now, I'm gonna hold my receipts and I'm not gonna rub it in.
No,
I'm just
rub it in. That's good. That's what you're supposed to do as a fan. You're supposed to rub it in.
No, I'm gonna just
Throw some lemon on it as
You're
well.
allowed.
You know, rub it in. That's good.
You're allowed,
But
Bobby.
the next year when Hurts gets knocked out because of the Super Bowl hangover, I'm gonna say, hey, remember when you said Hurts couldn't win it against Detroit?
Right.
There you go.
Hey guys, is it me or don't we have to win a couple of games before the Eagles play that game?
We're setting them up for failure.
Good God! I mean,
I'm
y'all are
looking
looking.
past the first
We're
two
looking
rounds
past it,
already. That's
baby.
how
Hey,
confident
we
I
looked
am.
past Green Bay last year, and look
We
what
did.
happened to
I
us.
did. I
You
did last
guys-
year. That's
you
the only time
guys
I've ever looked
overlooked
past
them.
somebody.
We're
Yeah,
not.
me too.
Yes,
Mhm.
and I'm telling you, they could be
Yassi.
I
set
know,
up for
Randy, what
failure.
you're going to tell me already.
Yassine, do you know we were a bigger favorite against the Packers than the Eagles are tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah,
We
'cause
were a
that-
7.5 point
mhm.
favorite. The Eagles are a 4.5 to 5 point favorite.
Wow.
So we were more of a substantial favorite and got our ass kicked. So don't think it can't happen, Bobby. Do not think it can't happen. I would definitely have one on. I would be, I would be a little bit leery. Nobody say don't be a fan, but they were talking about how to beat the Eagles last night. I was watching a program. You spread them out. That's kind of what I get annoyed at with McCarthy sometimes. He likes to his analytics tells him to put everybody as tight as possible. Whereas
Yes.
a team like the Eagles, you want to spread them out. Do you know who spread them out? The Washington Commanders. And they put 36 points up. You spread them out, make them big boys have to work, and
But-
that's how you beat the Eagles. Spread them
Right,
out.
yeah, you have to. But the Washington game, the Eagles,
They
the
were
problem was
dominating
when
the
they
game.
lost Hurts. They couldn't win with that backup
Yes,
quarterback.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
Jalen Hurts, we would have won that
I know
game.
that,
They
but you
would've
still
won that
gave
game.
up 36
Mm.
points. That's all I'm saying.
They
You
would've
may
won
have
that
won 39-36, whatever, but
By the way, Brian,
that's all.
another thing with McCarthy, he always runs inside, always
Especially
between the
against the
tackles.
Eagles, it's like, okay, what are we doing? That's
You
their
know, I
strength.
usually have a side eye, Brian, but my side eye for the cheeseheads are we're shredding that cheese tomorrow.
Wow,
So
Dallas
what-
Cowboy Jay Smooth says Eagles will win tomorrow. Wow. Okay.
We're
Well,
shredding that cheese.
Robert, let me ask you this then. You talk about, how the Eagles played this year. How good would we be if we hadn't had the injuries we had?
They don't want to hear that, man. They
I mean,
think
if
that's
you
excuses.
think about it, we won 7 games and we could have easily won 2 or 3 more.
Well, we
but-
had the one
You
game.
won 12 games 3 years in a row. You miss your window, bro.
Well,
I don't agree with
not
that.
if you look at our roster and you see how young we are.
I don't
We
agree
have
with
a
that.
young
If half
roster,
your
yeah.
team is on
I
injured
love your
reserve,
defense. I
I'm
ain't
saying
gonna
we're very
argue with
young,
that
Robert.
at all.
We're very young.
How's the window closed? How's it? We're one of the I think we're number 6 or number 7 as the youngest team in the
Yes,
NFL.
we're very young. Very young.
I love your defense, but I don't believe in your
Our offensive
quarterback.
line is unbelievably young. We I don't think people realize
We're
ultra
not
how
that
good our
far
offensive
away.
line was this year. I
Do
don't think they
have to
realize.
say Jerry Jones is gonna hold you back, or
He
Bobby.
is. Jerry Jones is a clown.
It's not our fault that our coach couldn't
No.
identify that
I
our
know.
best running back was Rico Dowdle from day one. We were fiddle effing around with Zeke Elliott
For 7
okay?
weeks.
It was ridiculous.
For 7 weeks, we didn't find
Rico
out that
Dowdle
Rico
was one of the best running.
Mhm.
I'm not, and again, dude, don't take this and say, "Oh, you're saying he's better than Saquon." No, I'm not.
He's not.
He's
no,
not.
no.
But what I'm saying is, production wise, he was at the top of the list over the last 8-9 weeks of the season. He's just
all I gotta say, Brian, is Jerry is gonna hold you, and Steven are gonna hold you guys back until.
But we'll be good
something
enough to win a division potentially. That's all I'm saying. And if that happens, that's all they care about. I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying, but you shouldn't care about what we do in the playoffs. What
That's
you need to
not
do
good
is
enough
find out
for
how to
your-
win a
your-
division.
Everybody cares about what we do in the playoff, man.
But I'm just saying, we know that it was always about the playoffs this year, Bobby. It was always about the playoffs, and it should be for you. I keep hearing, "Oh, we won 14. We won 14. We won 4." It wasn't about the regular season for you, was it? If you lose
No, that's why
tomorrow,
I'm
what is that
overlooking the
14
next
going to
2
do?
weeks.
What is 14 going to do? It's not about that. Give
Nothing.
me shit. If the Chargers somehow get through this game and get on a roll, they don't have 14 wins. It doesn't matter. It's all about what you do in the playoffs, and Dallas has come up short in those playoffs. Eagles, we'll see. There's a lot of pressure on the Birds this year. There's a lot of pressure. They are the team that's picked by the national media to go down week 1. The favorite. The upset.
Eagles?
Yes, the upset.
Wow.
Yes, the upset special is the Eagles losing tomorrow. I saw it on the earlier show with I don't know if it was Terry Brad. Not Terry Brad. It was on the CBS show. They were like, the upset special.
NFL Today.
Yeah, yes. The NFL Today. So
Kurt
I'm not
Warner
saying
has
that's
them
going to
on-
happen. I'm just saying, we get criticized because, well, you guys win all these games in the regular season, but you can't do nothing in the playoffs. Now we're hearing about your great regular season. Okay, it was never about the regular season. Congrats. That's over now.
I said that earlier.
It's
Well,
over.
I can go 8-8.
No, I don't
and
mean
win
you
the
per
Super
se. I'm
Bowl.
just saying in general. The regular season's over. Do you think
Brian,
Green Bay
but-
gives a crap that you got 14 wins? Did you hear Jordan Love talk? Jordan
he's
Love's
played-
ready to cut your throat tomorrow.
You
Brian,
know
Jordan
as
Love
well
is
as
playing with
I
an
do
injury.
Game time.
Yeah.
That if
Yeah,
you
Jordan Love is
just
not
get
healthy.
into the playoffs, you're happy and you have a chance. Look at what the Giants did when they
They've done it
lost,
twice.
what?
They've done it
They were
twice.
9-7
what,
one year.
8 games in a row or something. That one year they won the Super Bowl. You get into the playoffs, and that's all that matters.
I would be like this. We won 14 games and we don't get a bye. That's how I would be. I would
That's
be
the way
upset.
I would look at yes.
I would be upset and annoyed that I have to play a team like Green Bay who's got great playoff experience that should have went in and beat the 49ers. Or no, that was Detroit. My bad.
No,
No.
Green
We
Bay
had
too
a
should have
bye.
beaten the 49ers.
No,
they
it-
had the lead.
Yes. Okay, so I was right. Yeah, Green Bay should have beat the 49ers.
Jordan Love threw a
So
bad
all I'm
INT.
saying is they
We had a
have
bye.
they will come in, they will not be afraid. They will be confident. We're gonna know right away if the Eagles are ready to go. You bet
Did you see
they better be ready
AJ Brown on the sideline? He was sleeping, and someone put a meme on there said, "When the shrooms kick in."
to go.
And in
New
the playoffs,
rhyme.
there's no Cooper Rush.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were sleeping on the sideline on that. We had a bye, so there's no excuse. If we lose, we're fucking frauds. I'm gonna say that right now.
But the bye is this, Bobby, is only having to win too. That's where Dallas, took advantage back in the day. That bye week greatly helped them because they only had
You
to win
think
2
I'm
games and
scared
they
of
were in the Super
Sam
Bowl.
Darnold or Sam Brad or fucking the
Yeah.
Ram? No, sorry.
Either
Let me
way, it's
say-
going to be fun. Brian, you want to go to our parade on Broad Street. Bobby, my neighbor's kid's going to the game tomorrow. I told him, I said, don't be upset, man. Do not lose.
Robert, look at it this way: if y'all lose tomorrow, your draft position improves. 3 or 4
Hey, bro,
spots.
we're not
funny,
talking
yeah.
about the draft in week
It's a
6
second round
like
player
you had.
anyway, Bobby. Come on now.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
No, but what would that be?
If
Let's
you
play it
start
out
talking
here.
about the draft
2021?
week 6 next year, I'm
Oh,
coming
they
to
beat-
punch you in the head.
Hey, Brian, they're predicting that we're going to get the Boise State running back. Do you think he's a good
Genty?
option? Yeah.
Wow.
Come on, Mixon. I need a touchdown here. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Damn. Mixon. Genty, he's explosive. If they get Genty, this is what I would be afraid, Ultra, if we got Genty and Yassine. If we got Genty, I would be concerned that my team is trying to garner public favor rather than trying to win. It all
Yes.
depends who's on the board. Are you trying to make me happy? Or are you
Oh,
trying?
he wasn't touched. He wasn't touched.
Go
Oh
ahead, get
my
him, Thomas.
God.
But what scares me about
Oh.
Genty is Jerry. Because Jerry gonna look like what I send you game time is like he's gonna look at Genty, he's gonna see Emmitt Smith, 5'9", 216.
That's true.
5'9", 215.
Yeah.
4'5", Emmett, 4'4", Genty, 700
Oh, yeah,
carries for
yeah.
Emmett, 720 for Genty. He's gonna look at
Oh,
him
what a
and
play.
go,
What a play.
Wow.
What a play.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
my God.
he was touched.
I don't care. Hell of a play on the ball. Did he get his feet
Yeah.
down?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Derwin James, all pro.
that's incomplete, that hit the floor.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Let's
Watch.
see.
Let's see. But I saw the ball move when he was going down.
No,
CJ.
no. That was touched. It's close. We need another angle.
CJ is not that good.
CJ's overrated. Yeah.
CJ from
Ooh, I
Ohio
think it's a
State.
catch.
Yeah, I think that's an interception.
CJ's from Ohio State, like every Ohio State quarterback.
After that Thanksgiving game, he was toast. He was cooked. His confidence went right down.
CJ Stroud, as Mark Holmes would say. Stroud.
CJ Sushi.
CJ
Sushi,
Sushi.
you're right, Sushi. That was a great pick.
It was. He's a great one. I liked him, a Derwin James. I wanted him, but Chargers.
When did he come out? Was it 21?
Stroud?
No,
James.
Derwin James. Was it
20? I believe it might have been 21. Yeah.
You're 21.
Yeah, he came out 21, Florida State. Yeah.
Yeah, he was hurt one whole year, but he's been solid every other year.
What happened to that great tackle the Chargers used to have? And he was also picked in 21.
No. He was in 2018.
Yeah. James, yes.
Yeah, he was round 1, pick 17.
In 21 they had a tackle. Slater, what was his name?
Oh yeah. Slater. Yeah.
He was like all pro in his rookie year. He's not.
Yeah, he was the one that we took. Who did we take? Micah.
We took Micah right after him.
Yeah, Micah.
But if it was up to Jerry, they would have took Slater. Mike McCarthy's the one that wanted Parsons. There's a video of that.
Yep.
Yes, I saw that too.
Yep.
You know, a lot of Cowboy fans love to shit on McCarthy, man. Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people was talking Slater because I don't know if everybody know, but everybody was using his dad as a reason why to get him, because his dad used to play with the Dallas Mavericks. And I'm like, nah,
No.
That draft I wanted Surtain, but he went to pick ahead.
That's who I wanted too. Patrick Surtain. He went a couple of picks ahead. Yeah.
It seems like every player that I want goes a pick ahead. Like in 2023, I wanted Kincaid. They jumped us and want to pick ahead. I wanted Brian Thomas last year, and he want to pick ahead. So I'm going to be quiet who I want, because usually go one pick ahead.
Yeah, that's right.
In 2020, and all the Eagle fans I know wanted CeeDee Lamb.
Well, Philly 500.
He wanted CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, the infamous.
Meltdown.
Oh, he wanted CeeDee Lamb. That was the reason why he was going nuts.
Well, that's what. And
that's why he went nuts.
He wanted CD, and the worst thing possible was we drafted CD, and he ended up with Jalen Reagor.
Rager, and he didn't want Jefferson too.
And then he was talking all that shit about he didn't want Justin Jefferson because he was ass. If he would have taken Justin Jefferson, you wouldn't have AJ Brown, and you probably wouldn't have that little 130-pound Grim Reaper you got from Alabama. You would have one of the best
Smith.
in the league. With,
I would have been sick as a Cowboy fan if in 2020 they would have drafted Jefferson over Reagor. 2021 they didn't. They instead of going to up to 10, and they drafted Micah over Devontae Smith, and if they went with Kyle Hamilton over Jordan Davis, we would have been done for a while.
Yeah, because you remember we traded with the Eagles.
Stud City right there, all pros right there, 3.
You know what? I'm happy with Devontae Smith over Micah. I love Devontae Smith. He's my favorite Eagle.
Nah, that's bad, man. You can't say that.
That's not a.
I can. I love him.
You can love him, but he's not even on the same
one
planet.
of the best 5 players in the league.
All I'm going to say is thank you very much for Parsons.
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you right.
I'm so happy with Parsons.
Devontae's not why you are where you are.
We'll see how it plays out. We'll see.
It has nothing to do with
love a number
Devontae.
10 pick that's never made a Pro Bowl.
AJ Brown is the one that y'all stole.
AJ Brown is the number 1 receiver. Yeah.
I love AJ. But Devontae, I love him because he's a hard-nosed, gritty player.
I like the player, but you can't compare him to Micah. That's all I'm saying.
No, there's no comparison.
I love the player. You know, I like Devontae, but he hasn't made a Pro Bowl. You know, I mean, he's not Micah. I mean, come on.
Micah's coming to the Eagles next year anyway. So
here we go. Now, your fan base can't stand him. He sucks.
Let's do a fair comparison.
What are you smoking there, Robert?
You're in trouble now, Bobby. You're in trouble now.
Let's do a fair comparison. You guys
this year. He's coming over.
I got a fair comparison for you. You guys drafted Devontae Smith at 10, and we drafted CD at 17. Who's a better player?
They're both the same.
No, they're not. You are smoking something. I knew there was something going on there.
Devontae Smith has never even made the Pro Bowl.
That don't matter. Wait till you see what he does in the Super Bowl this year.
Brian,
Is he
how
planning
did
on
get the
playing
ball
at
back?
halftime?
I think
He's got a halftime thing going on in the Super Bowl.
Justin Herbert is really mediocre, man. God.
He's not a
trying to figure
prima
out-
donna. That's what I love about him. He don't cry for money or catches. Or
Yeah, but he don't play good in big games either.
And that's
I'm trying to figure out how did Houston get the ball
Hey,
back?
Randy,
And that's what I want to
agree
say
with a
too.
lot of things
How
you
did
say,
Houston get the
but
ball
that
back,
I
man?
don't agree with.
Can somebody tell us how Houston got the ball back?
Devontae Smith,
No.
as a number one, he would never succeed. In college, he had Henry Ruggs, Jerry Judy.
Yeah,
What's
where-
the other one? The
where
other one
are
they had
those
there,
guys
Jalen
at,
Waddle.
Ray?
And he went to
Where-
Philadelphia. He had A.J. Brown. I want to see the year that he played alone when he only had Rager. He only had like 900 yards.
Where is Ruggs and Judy right now?
They're out of the league, I believe.
No, Judy's still playing for
No,
Denver.
Judy's with
But he
Denver.
made the Pro
Sorry.
Bowl this year.
No, Judy's with Cleveland.
Yeah, he had- oh,
he
Cleveland,
made the
that's
Pro
right.
Bowl.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry. I was thinking about the other guy.
And he don't have a
Cleveland
quarterback to
and-
throw to him either. Judy don't have a quarterback to throw to him right
Yeah,
now.
neither does
in
Philly.
fact, I wanted us to get Judy last offseason.
Judy's in Cleveland and Ruggs is in Denver.
Just wait till tomorrow and see what Devontae Smith does, and then you can change your mind.
Well, Robert, if you want, I got a spot on my couch to watch the rest of the playoffs after tomorrow. If you want,
I ain't going to Texas, Florida, or California. Sorry, bro.
So Daniel M, I can't find that it's a done deal. Daniel M is saying that it's official, Vrabel to the Patriots. Does anybody else find that?
no, wouldn't it come
No.
across the TV if that happened? I
You
hadn't
would
seen-
think, but Daniel M is reporting it.
I didn't get the notification. I
Yeah,
had,
I didn't get it either.
notifications
So
that come on my phone.
I'm looking, Daniel. I trust you, but not really.
I don't see it on any of my notifications.
Bernard, I don't know that he's top 10 though. I mean, I don't know. Ultra is
22.
Smith top 10?
No.
I
Devontae
don't see
Smith.
anything.
Top 20.
AJ's top 10.
I would say top 20.
AJ's top
Wait
10. I'll give
until-
AJ top 10. I'll give AJ
Just
top
wait
10.
until his career is over. and
Well,
then
we're
we can
talking
have this
now though. You're asking me right
He's
now.
been in
Let
the
me
league going on year 5 next year.
Who is the best defensive player in football this year? Was it Micah?
Micah. If Micah played the whole
Micah.
first season,
Okay, he's the best player in defense.
Brian, I see you. I'm out.
You leaving?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
on my
I'll see
way
you later.
home.
All right, I'll see you later. Bye.
But Parsons is the best defensive player. Devontae's not. I don't know if he's top 20, to be honest with you. He may be.
All
I
right,
don't know.
let's
You got
see
a lot of
here.
good receivers out there.
I'm just saying he's the best number 2 in the league. You got to give me that.
I don't even know that.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I
would
don't know
say-
that he's not, but I would
What's
have to
it?
look at it.
Give me Give me
T. Higgins.
Higgins
Yeah,
over him.
he's
We already
good.
talked about this. He's the same as T. Higgins.
Yeah, but T. Higgins don't have the players around him that Devontae Smith has around him.
Yeah, if Joe Burrow was on the Eagles, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
All
Joe
right,
Burrow
here,
is
let-
special.
All right, here.
Cooper Kupp or Devontae
let's
Smith?
see here.
Joe Burrow don't have an offensive line from him. He's running for his life
Yeah,
half the time.
All right,
That's what
here. I'm going
saying.
to pull
You
this
put
up,
Joe
everybody.
Burrow on the Eagles, they win fucking 4 Super Bowls.
I'm going to pull up the numbers here, okay? Just yeah. Obviously, there's tight ends on this list. Number 1, Jamar Chase had 127 catches, 1,700 yards, and 17 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 115 catches, 1,263, 12 touchdowns. And then the next 2 guys are Brock Bowers and Trey McBride. So they're tight ends. Number 3 receiver is Malik Neighbors, 104 receptions, 1,200 yards, 7 TDs. Justin Jefferson, 103, over 1,500 yards, 10 TDs. CeeDee Lamb, 101, 1,194, and 6 TDs. Now, these are just passing TDs. Garrett Wilson, this is why we said we would definitely. He's tied with CD. 101, basically the same yardage, 90 yards less, 1,104, 7 TDs. Drake London, Jackson Smith and Jigba, DJ Moore, obviously Kelsey's is a tight end. Wan'Dale Robinson had 93 catches. Jerry Jeudy, Jonnu Smith, Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas, Devontae. I don't even see him on here. So next page. I like the player, but he's
AJ's not even on there.
Well, again, that's why your team is ranked 31 in passing. It's not
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Nobody. You
They're-
guys are the ones
they're
that
a
are in.
system team.
I know that, but we're.
Saquon is the
There you
man.
go,
We
AJ
all
Brown.
know that.
AJ
We
Brown,
all know
second page.
Saquon.
67 catches, 1,079 yards, and 7 touchdowns. But I'm trying to find Devontae on here. He's got to be on here somewhere. Devontae Smith, page number 3. I just didn't. I was shocked when I realized his numbers were this down. Where's Devontae?
Did he miss any games this year?
Maybe a couple.
I know AJ
He
did.
got
but
knocked out in the Saints game with a cheap
I
shot.
think he missed 3 games.
that was a cheap shot. I remember that game.
Yeah, I'll
the
have to
Saints
find
game.
it. He's not on here. But I probably went over it. Let me see if I can find it. Devontae Smith stats.
The one thing you got to figure is CeeDee Lamb missed 2 games, plus he didn't have nobody to compliment him on the field. He was being doubled and triple teamed. So
I appreciate CeeDee
CeeDee
Lamb this year more than I ever have.
Yeah, he had a great year considering
played
he
through
had nobody.
injuries, too.
Yeah.
He was very tough.
I like Devontae.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, but
I do too, but he's not a top
all
20
I'm saying
receiver.
is that when you run the ball as much as you did, you really don't even need Devontae. Let's be honest.
No.
You have
That's
AJ,
what
right?
I'm
All you
saying.
need is
People give him crap. Say,
No,
well,
I'm not giving him crap. He's a good
Nobody's
ball player.
giving him
Blah, blah,
crap.
blah.
He's a good second receiver for Philly, but he's not one of the top 10 or 20 receivers. That's all I'm
I
saying.
didn't say that. I didn't say that. I just
You
said
said you would take him over Micah. Mike is
I
arguably
would.
Yeah.
the top
I
3
would.
defensive player in the league. That's all.
Do
we're
y'all
saying.
sell that stuff for free over in your area, what you're smoking? Because I don't know what the heck you're talking about. He ain't close to Micah.
But
I would
Randy,
take him over Micah because I need offense over defense, and that's the
But
way
he-
the
But he's not
the
giving you much
NFL
offense, is what
built.
we're
Oh, my
telling you. Between
But
AJ
Randy-
Brown, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, you don't need Devontae Smith.
the Eagles do have the best 2 running back duo in Hurts and Barkley.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm not crapping on Philly. Philly's got a damn good team. But
yeah, no, it has
first
nothing to
of
do
all,
with that.
you hear a lot of people get irritated, but honestly, they're talking about playing in the Super Bowl, and I'm old school. You better look forward to what's going on tomorrow before you go looking for what's going on next week, because you'll find yourself real quick right there with us sitting on the couch.
You're
Yes,
going to
sir.
say that every week, Randy, against the Eagles. I know you.
Hey, listen, I'm like the Eagles, or you're like the Cowboys. You don't like the Cowboys. I don't like the Eagles. But when you got to put it on the table, they have a damn good team. We had injuries this year. So really and truly what we did this year with frickin' Cooper Rush at quarterback was amazing.
Actually,
I mean,
Devontae had a
where's
decent
Wa-
year this year. He only played in
Where's
13
Walker Wade
games.
at?
He only
was
played
a
in 13
Cooper Rush
games.
fan.
He played in 13. He missed 4 games. He had 68 catches, 833 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So
That's great for a number 2 wide
yeah,
receiver.
so he had
but
a really good year. But when it comes
Now
to
pull up
receiving,
Tolbert.
again,
the problem is game time is
God
they're
damn, that's a
never going to
flag.
give him credit because he was the number 1 pick.
I do give credit. Philadelphia has the best wishbone quarterback in the league.
Hey, I agree. I agree. I'm not. Like I said, if we had Joe Burrow, what could we do with Joe Burrow? No disrespect to Jalen
There's
Hurts.
a lot of teams that would love to have Joe Burrow. Let me tell you right now, he's
Micah,
that kind of a
Micah
guy
puts
that he's
Joe
got the
Burrow ahead of his own quarterback. He doesn't even put him in the top 5 on the last interview he had. That's disrespectful. That's crazy.
Devontae
Dak is not
Smith-
top. Dak is
every
not top
time-
5.
Dak is. I don't think Dak's top 10, to be honest.
He
with you.
is top 10. Come on.
I don't know.
You have to be objective.
I hope you're right, but you know,
That's
I
why
would
you're
have given
here.
60
That's why you're
million
here,
to him.
Yasin. We need some
I know.
objectivity.
Let me.
Dak is top 30.
But guess what? Hurts gets the 1 yard touchdowns that you guys can't
It's a
get.
joke,
so-
man.
Okay, you
I
guys are
didn't
watching
curse,
this
brother.
game. A lot of people consider Herbert a great quarterback. Herbert is an overrated quarterback.
I was trying to say that
Yeah.
before the game started.
I've
People
been
are like,
saying
"Oh, I
that
love
for
Herbert."
3
I'm
years,
like,
Brian. 3
He
years.
hasn't done much.
Remember that game against Jacksonville, that playoff game? That
Yeah, they were
he was
ahead
up by
30 to
27
nothing.
points.
No,
Imagine
30
Dak
to
being
nothing.
30.
30 to nothing.
Yeah,
And they,
I don't
imagine
think he's
Dak being up 30
overrated.
to nothing
He
and losing the
doesn't
game.
have
He would have
help.
been executed, man.
I've just pulled up some interesting stats from on quarterbacks from the Wade Golden Corral stat thing. Dak is rated number 63.
that's because he didn't play that well before he got injured this year. I mean, let's face it, we just didn't.
We as
weren't
a team
playing
did not
well.
play well.
The whole team was not playing well at
And-
the first of the year.
When Zeke is your number one running back, you're not going to be
Tina.
playing well.
And when
I
we
need
have
you to pick a name. She's gonna mix up and pick a name. We're doing a drawing for a hoodie. We're doing.
we were the kind of team we had Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield at the first part of the year.
You know, I'm just going to tell you, Zeke is only 1 year older than Saquon. The difference
mix
is
them
one
up.
is a pro and the other guy is a clown. So he never took care of his body. Zeke
He
has
worked-
not been the same since he was 25. He got
No, he
washed up
hasn't.
at 25. You can't get washed up at 25.
Jay Smooth, you're the winner. Welcome, Jay Smooth. You win. I'll put everything back in the cup. Maybe I'll do a drawing in the second game.
Zeke has not been the same since he had COVID in 2020, by the way.
No, and we should have never brought him back.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have brought him and Cook
I don't know yet.
and couple. I wish they, I know he's a small guy, but I wish they would have let our running back, the little guy. Can't think of his name.
Tony.
Deuce Vaughn?
His dad works on the team.
Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce
Yeah,
Vaughn,
I wish
okay.
we would have given him more carries just to see what he could do. I don't think he got a fair shake.
He's never had enough carries. You're right.
I like him as a change-up guy.
A change-up
but
guy.
If the coach don't want him, then
Randy, I saw him
Then
play
move on.
last Sunday. I saw him play last Sunday against Washington. Them carries that he had, he could have broke all of them for long runs.
he averaged over 6.2
Washington-
yards a carry. He averaged more yards a
Yeah,
carry.
Washington. Every carry he had, he got to the third line of he got tackled at that third line of defense. So he could have broke every one of them carries that he had. If you
Yeah.
were watching this picked off.
Damn, you're way ahead of me.
Yeah.
Ain't even shown the play yet.
He
I have
may be
YouTube TV,
overrated.
might think
That
he's-
was a bad pass.
Oh, that's a bad pass. Wow, horrible. Touchdown. Pick six.
That was a bad throw.
Mm-mm.
Some
A
Oregon
lot of people
quarterbacks.
consider this guy a great quarterback, man. What a joke.
That's them Oregon quarterbacks, Bobby.
Hey,
Oh!
God.
You know what?
I don't know
Prime
what
time
that-
Phil. I
that-
hope you're not
You know
watching this,
what?
brother.
Oh,
That
he
wasn't
missed
a,
the
that
catch.
wasn't a bad. You know
He missed
what?
the catch.
He threw it over his head. He overthrew it.
No,
He
it
was
wasn't
open.
over his
Yeah,
head.
that went through his hands. That's not on the quarterback there.
I'm with you.
No, that wasn't on McConkey. I mean, that wasn't on Herbert. McConkey let the ball go through his hands.
Yeah, he missed the.
He missed the catch.
That was on McConkey.
You're right.
If Houston scores again, it's a wrap.
I think it might be a wrap.
I think it's over now.
I mean,
They're up by two touchdowns.
the Chargers had so much high expectations coming in. Jim Harbaugh winning the national championship with Michigan, and they thought, oh, he's going to turn this team around. And
We might turn them around, but it's going to take a couple of years.
You're right. A couple more years.
oh yeah, it's over now.
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute.
You can't
Rob,
put that on the quarter.
Did you go restock up, Robert, on your smoke that you're going on there?
It's the shrooms, man.
what's
He's
that?
Shrooms.
Did you stock up on your smoke?
I wish I could smoke, bro.
Wow.
I'm not allowed to.
They're gonna have to shut Philly down tomorrow about this time.
I have to
People
like
gonna-
take FBI background checks and stuff.
Oh, for your
because I'm-
job. Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He's a school bus driver. Didn't I think
wish-
I think Troy used to be a school bus driver.
You like doing
I
that,
sure
Robert?
did.
You like being a school bus driver?
I was.
Yeah,
But
I had 33 jobs. I can do whatever the hell I want to do.
You
But I
choose
really
it.
love this job because I'm on special ed.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
That's nice.
I was
fit right
one
in.
of them.
Yeah.
I was one of them, so I can like
Mic drop.
He didn't even hear you. Go ahead, Brian. Say that again.
God.
He's on the Robert's on delay.
go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
I was playing with you, brother. Just go ahead. Sorry. Don't listen to them.
He wasn't playing, Ryan.
Yeah.
I mean, Robert. He wasn't playing. He said
No,
you
I
fit
don't,
right in.
I don't really care.
It was a joke, Robert.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Yeah.
I say I was one of them as a homeless and no parents, so I
Justin
can
Herbert's the
reach
most
out to
overrated
them
quarterback in North
nowadays
America,
and
born
give
in
them
San
advice and
Francisco,
help them make it through, and that's what gives me satisfaction to get through each day. I help the homeless on my free time and stuff. So I try to give back to the world instead of just taking all for myself,
That's good. Need to be more people out there like you, honestly.
Amen.
Yep.
More people in California, they just showed a whole bunch of pictures, man. It's bad.
I mean, saying all that, we're still rooting against the Eagles, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We still hate
you're
the
a great
Eagles.
guy. That had nothing to do with you personally.
You're a nice guy, but we hate the Eagles anyway.
We're rooting against Philly DC. Just know that. As long as we can keep it 100, yeah, we're rooting against them. But if you win,
God damn.
He's trying to suck us in. This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to suck us in.
Just suck us in
How
and-
nice he is. And then guess what?
He's not.
Fuck you, Eagles. Dallas sucks. That's what's coming. I know it.
I know. Hey,
I'm
I
playing
ain't
with
that
you.
type of fan. You know me.
I know. I'm joking with you. It's all good.
I was just talking about how I've been watching Roger Starbuck.
Starbuck? Who the hell is Starbuck?
Robert wanted to see a
Staubach.
Hall of Fame quarterback. That's why he was watching Staubach.
He said Starbuck.
I love
Starbuck. That was from what was that
The
show?
Dancing with the Stars?
No, what was that TV show with Battlestar Galactica? With
Galactica, yeah. Starbuck.
You know, it's funny. You watch those old videos with the drums going on and stuff.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
things are awesome, man.
Yeah. All right.
Come
What do
on,
I got
get
here?
inside. Come on, move.
No.
446.
Ah. May ano, I was going about in a suit. Go ahead. Ayun, Tigi, ayata de Messia.
All right. We're getting a linebacker. Auntie Genti. What are you saying, Mosher? Talk to text ain't working.
May interception key James. San Diego.
So when does Herbert
Might
start to
say-
get the hate that Dak does? Christopher Harwell.
Why?
That's a good
was saying
question
to
for
myself,
Ultra
what happened to
Cowboy.
the charge of possession?
What was the question?
Because kumaya kubanda Houston over kubanda wala ta.
I have to mute him.
I don't understand.
There we go.
Christopher Harwell says, so when does Herbert start getting the hate that Dak does?
He's not in Dallas.
Yeah.
That's the big
Exactly.
thing. The
Bang,
media is so
bang.
much
There
different.
it is. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, I would say that. I mean, how long's Herbert been in the league? That's all I would say. Herbert's blew. I think he blew, not him personally, but he blew like a 20-point lead, I believe, in the
30
playoffs.
points. 30 point last
yeah.
year.
Last year, yep.
You know.
The Jacksonville of all teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
And
disappointing.
that's another
Every
team that their
team-
quarterback gets away with murder. He got a lot of money and he ain't done nothing either. is
Every
Jacksonville
team
Lawrence.
and quarterback that I like always loses, and it's shit. Except the Eagles winning the Super Bowls. I'm pissed.
Hmm.
Well, I hope
Foles,
you're
the
mad
best
by the
Eagles
time tomorrow
quarterback.
hits.
I know, Randy. I ain't sweating it. We got Saquon, no matter who our
Better sweat
quarterback
it.
is, okay?
You better sweat it. You got a quarterback that sometimes turns the ball over.
It don't matter. As long as Sirianni's dumb enough to hand the ball off, we'll be good.
Kellen Moore's
Yeah,
gonna come
you
back to
talking
his
all-
Dallas days.
Yeah.
And you talking all that stuff about Saquon this and Saquon that. You can go to the well too many times.
Saquon gonna be jumping over Micah. See this shirt? That's Micah right there. He gonna be jumping over him next year.
Micah's hanging out with me on the couch. He's not playing tomorrow.
Did you see what Micah said the other day? He said that we were going to win the Super Bowl next year.
Micah be an Eagle next year. Don't worry.
We ain't talking. Oh, he got. Oh shit. Oh, shit.
What happened, Thomas?
Oh,
Thomas is all hopped up on the Mountain Dew.
Goodbye.
Yeah, he's got some of that smoke too.
What are you doing,
I
Thomas?
can't believe what I'm looking at. I can't believe what I saw.
McConkey.
What? McConkey?
Nice
that was
catch by
81, the tight
McConkey.
end.
Oh no, an interception.
Oh.
He's
Well,
going
that's
back
not
the other
on
way.
him.
A pick six. Nope, not a pick six, but down on the 10-yard line.
Oh, okay. You're way ahead of me. You got real. You got real.
Oh, yeah,
chaos.
you guys are way ahead of us.
Yeah, Chargers are done.
Yeah,
There they
Reminded me
go.
of Dak in the playoffs
Hey,
last
you
year.
can't put that
that,
on the
that wasn't the
quarterback.
quarterback fault there. McConkey missed the ball.
Daryl Stingley's grandson.
Wow.
I had a feeling Houston was going to win this game. Everybody was picking San Diego. I mean, the
Go
Chargers.
ahead and call him San Diego. I'm used to that. That's what I'm going to call him.
They
I
never
don't
should
know.
have moved.
Right?
Yeah.
They never should
I
have
need
moved.
Mixon to score a touchdown for a bet. Come on, buddy.
I always said the Chargers should have re-signed Dan Fouts.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about the Chargers? They always have a good quarterback with a bum team.
We ain't playing good today.
That's not his fault.
Now, if that was Dak and the same thing happened, they'd be ripping Dak up.
No, I don't know about that.
100%, Randy. I agree, and I'm a Dak hater, so I agree.
This is the playoffs, and they'd go right to that thing where Dak can't win the big game. I don't know why this guy isn't getting the same label.
And I don't like the label, but it's
let's give him
fair.
the same label then.
It's fair.
Let's give him the same label then.
But you know what I mean? It is fair.
Mm-hmm.
We can't run from it. It's definitely fair. I mean, I don't know how we can.
You got to point the finger at somebody.
Robert, I got a question for you. You seem like a pretty nice guy.
Uh-oh. That's not
I
good.
got a question
This
for you.
ain't good.
And
Say
being
you
an
guys
Eagle
don't win
fan,
the Super Bowl this year, and Dallas wins the Super Bowl. Just a hypothetical. Dallas wins the Super Bowl. What is going to be the Eagles' narrative now? Because the 30 years is the only one that you guys have. What would be the narrative? I just want to hear that one. That's the only reason I really would love to see Dak win a Super Bowl, just so I can oh my God. I just want to hear what they come up with now.
So when are you saying Dallas is going to win the Super Bowl?
Let's say next 2 or 3 years. What narrative would you guys have, the Eagles fans, who are on the bottom of Super Bowl trophies in the NFC East? They're still in the basement down there. They still can't get past the Giants and the Commanders, but they always want to trash us. That 30 years. What would be the narrative the Eagles fans have now?
Okay, so if we choked out this year, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And you guys win it in the next 3 years?
Uh-huh. And you guys don't win one. What would be the narrative you guys have?
That means I go to my grave with Nick Foles' Super Bowl.
No, but I just thought it's interesting because the only comeback they have is always, it's been 30 years. I think they failed history in school, a lot of Eagles fans. They never like telling the whole history, but they always come back, it's been 30 years. 30 years.
Bro, I'm okay. I don't have that long left on a secretive way. So I'm happy with what I got right now, you know.
But I think you got long left. You're a good dude, man. I was going to call you a dick before, but you're not. You're a good dude. You give back. So I actually like you, Robert. So you got long
Yeah,
left.
Ultra, you got to
Yeah.
understand where Ultra comes from. He's not. I
No,
think
I
people
get
get
it.
the wrong impression and get a little
Yeah.
bent out of shape. You got to just realize he's giving it to you. He wants you to give it back.
Yeah, we
or
just have
he
that
gonna eat you
NFC.
alive because he knows
We
what
have
he's
that
talking about.
NFC East hate, which I love. And I'm the same way. If the Eagles get knocked out, I want to see Dallas lose.
But you're
in
not the
playoffs,
normal Eagle fan.
just
I would
like
think
you
that.
guys.
No, he's not the normal Eagle fan.
That's the
He
thing,
allows
Robert.
people to have their own comments and he agrees with some of the things. But I do
need
have
Philly
one
D as
question
a channel
for you.
member. Get your ass in here. We need more Eagle fight back. That's all.
Robert, I got one question for you. How long would it take panic to set in if we started signing free agents this year? How long would it take panic to set?
I want you to, because I need a more competitive division. You guys
Well,
are
you're going to get
asking
that no
for it.
matter what next year because we're not going to be as injured as we were this year. That's going to happen. I mean, and y'all are going to have a harder schedule than us next year, so that's going to
I
kick
want the
in too.
NFC East to be the best division like it used to be.
I'm not so sure that Washington's on their way yet, and the Giants, I don't know about the Giants anymore.
Well, we all know who the Giants are.
I mean, I'm being honest.
Sorry, Cop Pizzle.
Poor Cop Pizzle.
We can
Come
have
on
the
now.
Washington, Dallas, and Eagles going at it. I want that. I want competition, you know. I love to see that. I don't want boring ass 7-3 or 33-7 games. I love to see competition, you know.
I think the Giants are going. Sorry about that, Robert. I think the Giants are going through what we went through when Jimmy Johnson left. When Tom Coughlin left, that team just went down the sewer.
Yeah. They've been going through it since 2011.
But they do have some good young players. Neighbors is going to be a star, and I mean they got some good young players. It's just that I don't know if they're headed in the right direction quite yet.
No, they got a long way to go.
I don't know that I would have brought their general manager back and their coach back. I don't know.
I would have fired Joe Shane. Hell, I would have fired both of them. Shit.
I agree with you, Thomas. They brought him back, so I'm okay with that. And you're bringing Jerry back, so I'm okay with that too.
You won't be okay if he goes out and gets some free agents, though. And I'm not talking about these cheap free agents. I'm talking about 2 or 3 good free agents. They don't have to be top of the line, but mid-tier free agents that can actually help us with our depth and everything.
Well, the USFL starting soon, so we'll see.
We're good at finding players there.
Yeah.
2 All-Pros.
Yeah, 1 punt returner that he's going to be restricted, but you know, they may put a second or a first-round pick on him if somebody signs him.
All I'm saying is just settle down right now while you're out of it, and let's see what happens.
I can't have that. We got to give y'all some shit because you keep saying that y'all are going to go to the Super Bowl, and I don't see it happening yet. The Lions have got something to say about that.
And one thing that Loyal brought up that's actually pretty good. The NFC is lucky that the Cowboys don't participate in free agency. Because imagine if they did, because they hit on their first round picks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they find these bargain bins in the USFL and other places. Imagine if they just signed decent free agents and they combined all that. That would be a nightmare for the NFC East.
It would be.
Total nightmare.
What is
The way I used
over?
to look at it is like if the Cowboys beat the Eagles, I would root for the Cowboys and be like, well, at least they beat the Eagles.
No,
you know,
that's not. You're not a typical
come
Eagle
on,
fan.
now you're lying. Come on, you ain't ever going to pull for the Cowboys. You like Jerry being in charge because that hampers us.
I love my grandpa Jerry.
Yeah. Jerry's so dumb he couldn't figure out that the Eagle fan that was revving him was telling him.
Damn again.
He was telling him, "My goodness, y'all, you're doing a great job, Jerry." And Jerry's just sitting there smiling, like, "Okay, it's funny. I don't see anything funny about it."
Yeah, you know, Jerry don't get it. He think the shit is funny, but this is real.
He doesn't care.
That's it. He
doesn't care. He already accomplished everything he wanted to. Now it's all he's just sitting there. It's not that he's dumb. He just don't care. He has no one to answer to but
He's
himself.
gonna have a Tyson Jake Paul fight too. He's gonna have a soccer stadium there.
No one can fire him.
Another college game there. He's got all the money he needs.
No one can touch Jerry right now. But
Well,
Well,
there's one
Eagles
person
in
that can't touch
2017.
Jerry. There is one person that can touch Jerry.
Bye-bye.
The Almighty.
yeah, God.
But
other than that, no one can
I
touch
vote for the
Jerry.
Eagles
He's
in
got so much money,
2017.
man. He's
Because I believe every fan base deserves at least one Super Bowl. So I was pulling for them for the Eagles. And do I regret it? Kind of, sort of. But for Philly D, Robert, and the other people that are actually cool, it's good to see them see. That's why I'm pulling for Detroit. I would like to see that.
Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate
Detroit's been a struggling team
McConkey's
franchise
gone.
for a long time. They've experienced winless seasons a lot. They've been through hell.
Randy, you made up for that.
Listen, I just real quick before we get into all the love fest going on here between us and the Eagle fans. CJ Stroud hasn't done anything this game, people. He had one drive. So let's not say what a great quarterback. It's this defense of Houston that's turned the game around. That was a great play by McConkey. That's all that was, and bad defense. So again, if it ends up where Houston wins, I don't want to hear CJ Stroud's got win. Stop. We all saw the same thing. It was the defense who stepped up. So when does Herbert start getting the hate that Dak does? Christopher Harwell, we talked about it, bro. We talked about it. That's unfortunate, but that's how it is, man.
Extra points, no good.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, and Houston's going back for a 2-point conversion.
Wow.
Houston's just gonna get knocked out next round anyway.
Wow.
What the hell you
Is
should
it 2
have caught
points
it?
or
Why
1
you-
point?
No, when you return a extra point like that, it's 2 points.
2 points. That's just like scoring a safety.
That just did him in.
And he could have caught it.
There you
Should have
go.
caught it instead of playing volleyball with it.
Chargers will get the ball, though. Chargers will get the ball.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because
so that's
their
actually
return
not
was-
bad.
Their return is
Wow.
was a
Okay.
huge possession.
No, the Chargers won't get the ball.
Yeah, they will.
No, they
They
won't.
will.
How do you figure?
No,
They missed the extra point.
Texans will get it.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, look at my
That's only
mock
if it's
draft,
safety.
everybody. Look at my mock draft. I did a lot of trading. I dropped down to 15. Okay. I took Kelvin Banks at 15.
Nice.
Now, when he was on the board, Ty Warren was there. Ty Warren. And I was just messing around. I dropped down from 15. I did some more trading, as you could tell by all these picks I got. Derek Harmon at 44. Jack Sawyer at
That's a great pick.
57.
Great pick.
Savion Williams at 89. Devin Neal. I did lose a lot of my running backs, but Devin Neal at 149. I got a safety at 170. I got a couple linebackers. I got 2 running backs, actually, Trevor Etienne and Devin Neal.
Trevor Etienne probably.
Etienne's probably going to be a good back.
Yeah,
I
he
just think
will.
if we're not going to stick with
Genty.
no, if we're not going to stick with Deuce Vaughn, he would be a guy to bring in as a nice compliment to Devin Neal. Devin Neal is a beast. I love Devin
He is
Neal.
a beast.
So, and he can, again, another guy like Ultra said, I believe he has a lot of carries. But again, so did Emmett. So, it is what it is. Just a little, I just wanted to, I'm just in the background. I'm always messing around with that stuff. Now, I don't know what edge rusher to take. Do you take JT or Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State? Do you?
Sawyer.
Loyal
Sawyer.
is pounding
Sawyer.
back there. He just walked
Sawyer.
away.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But JT is ranked higher in a lot of these. So it's like.
JTT?
Yeah. Yeah, JTT. Yes,
Okay.
the Tuamalau or
Brian.
whatever.
Brian,
Yes, sir.
does Dallas have a place like Philly does, like Philly Live, where it's a big
Yes.
bar? And
Yes, it's called
there's, like-
Texas Live. They made it after Philly.
Oh, cool.
It's all outside the stadium. It's called Texas Live. Yep.
Yeah, I went there, man. It was insane. And then after that, I went to the.
Actually, Dallas has more. I hate to say it. I'm not trying to. I'm from here, but you can go to downtown Dallas, which is nowhere near the stadium, and it's nothing but bars, and they call it Dallas Alley. But then they have Texas Live down near the stadium. But then you go down to Frisco, which is where Ultra's going. I'm still contemplating it. I don't know, man. I mean, like, for the draft, even though the draft's in Green Bay, I ain't going to Green Bay. But Frisco is the place to be, because they have. You stay at the Omni. You got the team facility there, right? Not that you're going to want to go in there. You got the Ford Center where all the high school gets to play their playoff games. But there's like you could just walk to all the restaurants and bars all in the area. It really is awesome, and it's just a cool place to go. Sports bars, Mexican restaurants, Italian restaurants, steakhouses.
Some of the best places you'll find to eat.
Yeah, very, very, very good food. And not really not
I
too
guess
expensive.
Houston will get the ball.
Yeah, I didn't want to argue with you. I don't want to pile on you, Troy.
That's only in a safety, if it's a safety.
Ah, okay, the safety.
But that's a good thing if you guys go down there to Frisco for the draft. You content creators, that would be good. You get to meet more people, and you get to go ahead.
That's what I was
right
thinking
there,
of.
live
but we'll
Dallas
see.
Cowboys fans.
Yeah, game time. I'm not allowed to go to you with Vegas.
No, your wife said no. Yeah. Well.
No, after tomorrow, he doesn't want to show his face after tomorrow because they go get crushed.
Yeah, I was hoping Hamid would, he'd show up tonight, because I may not see him after tomorrow. Hamid may disappear for a while.
We know because we disappeared last year about this time.
You got to understand one thing.
I have a history, so I can't.
Yeah, no. You need to stay home and take care of the woman. What you're doing now is fine. I was talking to Phil this morning, and I'm like, we got to start thinking about next year. He's like, really? We just got back from Dallas. I'm like, dude, it never stops. It never stops. We had a blast going to Dallas. We did. I mean, I wish I could have stayed longer, or, I would have done a little bit. I would have liked to have hung out with Wade a little longer. That would have been fun, and let him take me to the grassy knoll during the day.
Yeah.
We were just kind of in a rush. Mark wanted no parts of it. He wanted just to do.
I don't get that.
He just wants to be around the football and do like content. To me, there's opportunities to do content outside of sports. I would have liked to have went to the grassy knoll during the day, kind of,
to look.
That would have been cool. I mean, I saw it at night, and it was eerie. It was eerie, Ray. I'm sure you've been by there.
Oh, yeah.
It is eerie how nothing has changed, Ultra. It's the same. It is the same as it was in the videos. They actually have a thing on the.
I've been through that, Brian.
They actually have a thing on the ground of where he was hit.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and it was.
And then I came home and saw the video that I sent to everybody. I'm like, Jesus, that was crazy. I wish I would have got out and surveyed.
Check it out in April when I go down there to Dallas.
You got to go check it out.
When I went, but I need to go check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Where is Phil? Is Phil coochie diving?
Pretty much.
Hey,
You know,
if
and
you
it's
want to go to the Eagles game, though, Brian, I can possibly fly back there.
Yeah. It's actually really cool. People in Texas aren't like Philly, and I'm not trying to be mean, but they're nothing but nice. If, as a matter of fact, Eagle fans go, geez, that's weird. How come everybody's saying hi and how you doing? That's just because they're nice people. They don't care who you root for.
And you know, Brian, and Grass Hole is right up the street from American Airlines Center where the Mavs play.
Yes.
Right up the street.
Next time I go, I'm going to go to Cosm. I sent Ultra the link for Cosm. I'm hearing myself, Thomas. So when you're done talking, just mute yourself. Don't worry, I got you.
You-
I want to
You
go
guys
to
going to the
Cosm.
combine?
What's that?
You guys going to the combine? Sorry about
Nah,
that.
I don't think so. I was talking to Phil. He don't want to go, and I'm like, it's kind of pricey. So I'm like, I gotta pick and choose where I make my hits, and I'd rather stay home and stream during the combine. But I am thinking about the draft going to Dallas, so we'll see, man.
There's nobody's going to go to Green Bay, huh?
No.
They don't have enough.
Let me ask you
Why
this,
would
Brian.
you want to go to Green Bay?
When you went to the draft, Brian, was it boring or was it just there was just so many people that you couldn't hardly move around?
I loved it, but I think Ultra would tell you the same thing. It was not fun because it was cold. It was freezing my ass off at night.
It was
Like-
cold as shit.
Like when you had to walk from, because everything's walking, which is great exercise, but you walk to where we stayed in Detroit, you could get on a monorail. They have a monorail system. Yeah, you walk up a couple blocks, you're literally in the downtown city, and you hop on a monorail and you sit on until you get a couple blocks from your hotel, like a block from your hotel, and then you walk back. But it was just so cold at night that it was uncomfortable. It's like that's not fun to me. That's why I was like, I would have liked to have gone to Vegas. I might go to Pittsburgh because it's so close, but I don't even know. Mark's like, yeah, we're going to Pittsburgh. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. It's
What?
too freaking cold up there, man.
That's 2026.
Yeah, that's after Green Bay. So they're going small town, but at least Pittsburgh, there's a lot of places to stay.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
So I'm
Did you
really
like Kansas
strongly
City game
consider.
time?
What's that?
You like Kansas City?
Yeah. Did you go to Kansas City?
Yeah, I was at Kansas City. The best one so far, the ones that I've been to, has been Las Vegas.
Yeah, and I didn't go to that.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I wasn't really deep
Las Vegas
into
was-
YouTube. by
Everything
then.
was so
I
convenient.
like Kansas
Walk-
City.
I
liked
think
it.
I think Philadelphia and Nashville both had great drafts,
Okay.
and
I
Chicago.
heard Eagles was the. I heard Philly
Yeah,
was awesome.
Philadelphia,
I lived here
Chicago, and
I didn't go.
Nashville.
Yeah,
Were all good.
yeah.
Everybody I talked to said Nashville's is the best one that they've been to.
Really?
Yeah, they said Nashville was like the best one.
I love the draft, and there's more security at the NFL draft than there is, friggin' anywhere. I mean, you literally, everybody wants to go back to that parade that Kansas City had the shooters. That was just a gang type situation. Had nothing to do with nothing, but local parades in Kansas. They had nowhere near the security that the NFL had. You need to go through a checkpoint. It's really strict, the NFL. So
Well, they're going to have to even beef it up more this year because of what just happened in New Orleans.
In New Orleans, you're
I'll have
right.
to check it out. Eagles has landed.
Well, just wait for the news this year.
Love to meet game time at the NFL draft one. Yeah, well, again, that's what was fun. Actually, the best time I've ever had was when I was with Mark and a primetime Phil. Randy was there. When Randy walked off and Mark said, "What do you want a lot?" Mark threw him a lollipop because we drafted Mozzie and what's his
Yeah,
name?
that was a funny one. Randy and
DMV.
Mark going after each other.
DMV didn't know what to say, and then he started backtracking. And I'm like, well, just be honest and say you can't stand them. There's nothing wrong with it, I mean, we're all we're Cowboys fans, but we can't always. I have a homerism in me that I try and say, well, they know better than I do. Sometimes that's not true. Sometimes they don't know better than us. You should never have took a Mozzie there, but it is what it is. It is what it is. That was a fun time in Kansas City. Love to go to Pittsburgh one day, like Pittsburgh Pirates for a season. Yeah, Pittsburgh. I every year I go to Hershey, Pennsylvania with my wife, and it's not very far. So I like the area. I really do. But it's going to be freaking cold in Pittsburgh. Make no mistake.
Yeah, Pittsburgh in April is cold.
Yeah, it's going to be cold in Green Bay.
I ain't going nowhere near Green Bay.
I'm not going near Green Bay either.
Sorry.
But I'm going to Pittsburgh.
You are?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
one thing is like I encourage every person to go to the draft. But one thing that I live in Puerto Rico, and one thing that I've done with the drafts is me and my wife go, so we take it as a weekly vacation. So we go to see a place that we never been to. So we went like to Las Vegas, Kansas City, Detroit. This year Green Bay's too cold, so I said no, I'm going to go to Dallas to check out
she'll
their
love
draft party.
Dallas. She'll love it.
And then next one will be Pittsburgh. I want to go to the Roberto Clemente Museum. So
Yeah.
So you live in
Roberto
Puerto
Clemente.
Rico?
yes, sir.
Hey, Ultra, get you a Whataburger.
Hey,
Get you a
You have
Whataburger,
to
Ultra.
have your
Yeah, my kids got me on that one. They're coming this time to Dallas with us, so they already
Yes.
told me they want to go to Whataburger. But thanks.
There you go.
Do you have to have dual citizenship there or no?
I was born in New York. My dad is Puerto Rican and my mom is Irish. But yeah, they're U.S. citizen by birth here in Puerto Rico. But that's all. For example, if the United States one day Congress said they decided that they want to let Puerto Rico become its own country, then they can revoke the citizenship for the people that was born in
I
Puerto
may
Rico.
move to Puerto Rico when
Puerto
I retire.
Rico. What time zone?
What's the
is
weather
that?
like there right now?
Atlantic.
It's 80. I don't need to rub it in. It's 80 right now.
Oh, damn. Must be nice.
Is it 8:36 in
We got
Puerto
snow
Rico?
here.
Yes, it
Why
is.
don't we-
It's 26 degrees.
Why don't we go
Yes,
to
it
Puerto
is.
Rico for the draft?
Puerto Rico's cool. Mhm.
I can't deal with cold weather. I need to get out of this place. It's just too cold
Yeah.
anymore.
No, that's
Daniel
why I
M
moved.
looks like a first down to me. It's now a first down regardless. Yeah. What's going on with the game?
Ultra, what I'm asking you is, do you
It's
have to
almost
have
over.
dual citizenship or
No,
no?
automatically since Puerto Rico is part of the United
It's
States
a U.S.
of America, it's a
territory.
territory.
Mhm.
They go into the military.
They're
they
U.S.
do all that kind of
citizens
stuff,
automatically.
So they're U.S. citizens, just like the Virgin Islands.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Puerto Rico is a territory of
It's a territory of the United States. So
It's U.S. territory.
anybody from Puerto Rico is a U.S. citizen.
Correct. But it can be revoked by Congress if they want to, if you're born in
Yeah.
Puerto Rico. So
I
they
don't
can
want to
revoke it if they
overstep
want to.
Oscar, but I think if you're young and you're trying to work and everything, maybe Puerto Rico is not the best place. But if you're retiring and you want to take your money that you've already earned and then go to, I think that might be the way to go.
You just gotta watch out for hurricanes, huh?
Yeah, I got the
Not
big
really.
one, Maria. I was like 6 months without power.
Wow.
Dang.
Oh, yikes.
I used to go a place where and then we have no signal either for a long time. So I would go up to like a
Holy
mountain
crap.
place where I can get signal so I can see the scores of the Cowboys because it happened in September during football season in 2020.
Holy crap.
He has the title, doesn't do the regular GM thing. He resigns Big Mike. He needs to take a seat in the box and watch football. Dave Thompson, we've been down this road, bro. He's already said he bought
Where
his
you from?
team. He talked to Al
No, he-
Davis. He's going to run his shit, whether we like it or
Right.
not. He just hoped
Robert,
that the
where
right
you from?
person's in his ear.
No, he's a fool because you know what Steven said? Steven said he doesn't even care about titles. And
Is that what he
Jerry's
said?
just a clown. Yeah, I think because if Steven is the owner, somebody else will have the GM title. Even if he's running things behind the scenes, you don't need the title to be the boss. The GM title.
What are they looking at here?
What happened here?
If he went out of bounds or not before he hit the ground, so that they either can run the clock or stop the clock is what they're looking at.
Okay, cool. Okay.
His foot hit out of bounds. He was going down on his own.
I'm originally born in Dover.
I did, Oscar.
Delaware.
I did.
Okay.
I was born in Dover, Delaware. I moved to San Jose. I was homeless for 10 years.
Wow,
and then
10 years?
Wow.
Yeah, as a kid. And then I moved to Philly. And then I moved to Oregon. And then
Fuck,
found
how
my
were you
way
homeless for 10 years?
That's amazing.
Well, when I was a kid,
Like, what did you
it
do?
was-
I mean, this game
it
sucks,
wasn't
so
my-
what did you do?
it wasn't my choice.
No,
I
but I'm
was,
saying, what did you live out of your car, or what did you live out of?
from house to house.
Okay, I got you.
Neighbor to neighbor.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, my
cousin to
sister-in-law,
cousin. I lived in the Hayes Mansion. If you guys ever looked that up, the Hayes Mansion.
where is
I
that,
lived
Philly?
there no, it's in San Jose.
Oh, okay.
It's a big mansion. They turned it into a like a convention center now.
Hmm.
But
That's for at the time it was for homeless?
no,
Oh, okay.
my mom knew the caretaker there.
Oh, okay.
And it was $1 million mansion. And my brothers used to lock me in the rooms, and it was like supposedly haunted. It was And it was like we had no electricity in the place, and they like locked me in dark rooms. Like, you motherfucker.
I knew there was something going on there. I knew something happened in your childhood. I knew it.
Yeah. And then my grandma she'd be like, go outside. And then I come back and she'd be like, go in the bedroom. Like, why? It's like, no reason at all. And locked me in a bedroom with like $500 and then beat me with a switch. I'm like, what the fuck did I do wrong? So I'm scared of dolls and trees and shit like that.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's all good though. I made my way out here on the West Coast, and I love it out here.
Where in the West Coast are you?
I'm in Southern Oregon. I love it here.
Oregon, okay.
Yeah, my sister-in-law, she's getting ready to take a job. You know, she lives in Colorado now, but she's getting ready to take some sort of job. She works for TikTok. I don't know. She's like high up in there. She's doing something, but she might be taking a job with another company in Seattle. It's very expensive to live out there. Very expensive.
It is.
Yeah.
So, here we go. Wade's back. Just to let everybody know, after this game, we're going to get out of here, and I'm going to I have another link. So I'm doing each game separate. That way, if people want to watch the game, they don't get intimidated by an 11-hour stream. So we're going to end this stream, take a few minutes off, and then we can all hop on the next stream.
Hey, Dustin.
If you guys, I'll be live again shortly. Just use the same Zoom link.
Okay.
I'll give you my prices out here. It's $4 for a gallon of gas, and about $1,300 for like a 2-bedroom apartment minimum.
Yeah, well, Seattle, Seattle, and
that's really
I live in a retirement home community.
It's expensive.
So it's expensive.
Like you're talking the house the size house that I have in Seattle will be $1 million. It's that expensive. This is probably like 2,200 square feet. So, in Seattle, it's big time expensive. So, but yeah, Tina, do you know where in Oregon Chris goes every year? I forget. What's the name? I just had my shirt on the other day or earlier. What the hell was the name of it? Anyway, my son goes to Oregon. It's more towards the coast.
Oh, touchdown Mixon. Come on. I need this for a bet. Yes.
Alrighty then. Touchdown.
He's ready.
No, it's not Amazon, Oscar. Jesus, I come back and the crazy Eagle fan is here, Arturo. he's the Joe Mixon fan.
Holding on the play.
It's coming back.
Just for today.
He's coming back.
Coming back.
No.
Coming back.
No.
That sucks.
Randy,
there
where
goes
you
your
from?
bet.
Texas?
Yeah, I'm from Southeast Texas, right on the border of Louisiana and Texas.
Okay, cool. You're near Dak. You're in Dak country. You can't
Hey,
say
Dak has big time lake areas where he's bought and he's put housing areas in there, private housing.
You got to watch what you say negative about Dak. You can't be a Dak hater out there.
No, I wouldn't agree with that because there's a lot of people that don't like Dak.
Hey, Brian, I want to say just to everybody out there, we all have our differences, but we're all the same as well, so let's just get along, have a good time.
Well, I think we're doing a pretty good job of it. I just wanted you to get it. I just want you to know where Ultra comes from because he's going to test you, and if you don't have something for him,
nah, bro, I'm messed up in the head.
I'm thankful for Ultra because he knows your shit, and when it comes to some of you Eagle fans, at least I got somebody who can come back with facts rather than just loud. Like sometimes I just get loud and tell you to go F yourself, and that's not a real answer. You know what I'm saying? So it's fun.
Eagle fans are obsessed with the Dallas Cowboys. It's ridiculous.
Well,
don't put us all in that book.
No,
and we're not.
I'm not talking about a lot of them. It's unbelievable.
I think the roles have reversed because I'm obsessed with the Eagles.
Yeah. Well, I think it depends on who's
Well,
on.
because I live here is what I mean. I deal with it every day. When I go to work, I punch into work. I got to
Yeah.
deal with Eagle fans all wearing
Right.
Eagle shit, and they're all like, "Hey, how about them Cowboys?" Literally every day. So
Right.
I'm obsessed with.
Okay.
You guys
But
should
bro-
think that
bro-
I would be more of a hater. I try and be even keel. That's why I tell Ultra when we text, I'm like, "Can you please give me a loss? I just need a loss. I need the Eagles to go down by like 10 points, because then I want to I just need a break from you guys." But I'm playing, but not really.
I don't think all of Dallas fans are delusional. Trust me.
But can I just say something? It's fashionable for fans all over the country to troll Dallas Cowboy fans. I go to a drugstore, and if I have a cowboy cap on, kids or people start trolling me, man. It just
Well, Jerry did that. Jerry did that.
Hey, that happens here in Texas. That ain't just all over. That happens here in Texas too, where I have fans come up to me because I'm wearing my cap. Hey, how about them Cowboys? They sure suck this year. I said,
Yeah,
well,
you guys
nice to-
didn't do it. That's the problem. You guys are the fall guys. Jerry did that shit to you guys.
But Game Time can attest to this. When you go to the draft wear a Cowboy jersey, oh, they're gonna be bringing it to you. So you got to be witty with
Yeah,
them.
you got to be able to.
They will bring it.
Yeah, and I'll give you a quick story before we get out of here. Like I said, anybody in the Zoom call, you can walk away, but just I'm going to keep the same Zoom, so you don't have to go anywhere. You can go do your thing and come back, but it's the same length. I'm going to end the broadcast, but the Zoom will be live, so you don't have to go anywhere. But I was at the last draft, Ultra and everybody. I was at Mark and Prime Time. They were up near the stage, Ultra, in Detroit, and it was very loud, very loud. There was like a little park area. It was freezing, and you had a good shot. It was like right in front of the broadcast tower, and they're like, "Oh, we'll stream here." It was literally one park bench, and I'm like, "Do you remember?" We were right in, as you're walking up the main drag to go up towards the draft, they have all those tables and umbrellas. You were there.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. I said, why don't we go here? Don't get me wrong. It was a crosswind. It was freezing, but I held that seat until they came, and we ended up streaming from there. I get there, and there's a guy looking at me, and he goes, what the F? You're a Cowboy fan? And he sounded like he was from Philly. I would know, right? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from South Jersey. He goes, Jesus Christ, you're from South Jersey? Why are you a Cowboy fan? You should be an Eagle fan. I'm like, well, where are you from? He goes, I'm from Philly. He was wearing a Cleveland Browns jersey. And he's like, well, I'm supporting the local team. I'm like, all right, are you an Eagle fan? He goes, yeah, I like the Eagles. But then why aren't you wearing an Eagles jersey? He goes, oh, don't worry about it. I'm supporting the local team. But you live in South Jersey. You should be a Philly fan. And then he was getting loud, getting in my face. Finally, I said, dude, get the F away from me. And then, like, the wife had to get in the middle of us. I can't even go to the draft and not get chided. I was in freaking Detroit. I will say, Ultra, that the fans in Detroit were awesome, I thought they were cool. I
was in another country getting trolled when I went to DR a few years back. I was there. I had my Cowboys hat on. Oh my God, there was like a whole gang of people like, "Oh, the Cowboys suck." I'm like, damn.
I like Detroit. It was just damn cold.
Hey, where was Walker Wade to get your back there?
Yeah, he wasn't there. He was at Golden Corral.
I was at the draft. You know, we had the draft here in Nashville back in 2019.
That was a good draft. Yeah.
Almost got to fighting at the draft downtown.
Dude, I'm sitting there trying to be set up for a live stream, and I'm getting ridiculed by an Eagle fan with a freaking a Cleveland Brown jersey. Or no, he had a Detroit jersey on. I'm like, oh, that's even worse, Ultra. He's an Eagle fan wearing a Detroit jersey because he relocated, but he's still an Eagle fan.
Lock him up.
You cannot be an Eagle / Detroit Lion fan. You cannot.
No.
That's and I'm trying to tell him, dude, just stop. Just get away from me. I just can't believe you're here. You're from South Jersey wearing a Cowboy shirt. I'm like, dude, just please shut the F up. So I can't get it on the road either.
One thing I appreciate, like you guys have me on this stuff like this. In Puerto Rico, there's not a lot of football fans, so it's good that I get on here and get to talk trash. That's one thing I love about the draft.
Well, that's why I made you a mod, so nobody can block you, because it's
I
gotten a
love
lot
talking
better on the
trash.
channel. There's not a lot of blocking, as you guys see. The idea is for you to say your piece. If somebody comes in and says, I got crooked teeth or something stupid, block their ass. That's fine. But as far as rooting for the Eagles or the Cowboys or whatever, I don't really see what's the big. That's what makes it fun, everybody.
We love talking shit.
That's what makes it fun.
You know, we all have had positive things in our life, but poor Detroit has not had positive things.
Amen.
That's why, even though I'm a Cowboy fan,
I'll be honest with you.
Why
all the refs are giving them calls, man. They're getting away with murder, the Lions, thanks to the referees in the league.
I think Kansas City gets more calls than anybody. Be honest with you.
100%.
Oh yeah. They had 6-7 games this year. They won by calls.
That's
I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City exits the following week, the divisional round.
Same week Philly's going out.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
See that bar down the road from there, that little
There he is.
bar.
There's my guy. What are you doing? You're in and out. You're like, what are you doing? Are you watching more Baywatch? What are you doing?
Nah, man, I'm
At
Hey,
the bar?
Since I don't want to get
the
political, but
Cowboys season is over and I'm disconnected from reality.
So what are you
since
doing?
Darlene is messing with my boy, I just wanted to show this for her.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's funny that you have that because I'm gonna be doing a giveaway and I will have a
Terrible.
I will have a
Cowboys broke me this year.
I will have a bobble of Don.
Cowboys broke me this season.
Hey,
No, they
I
didn't.
don't blame you, Wade.
They
don't blame
didn't break you.
Cowboys broke me this season, and Dak Prescott's fat contract he's got that broke me.
60 million.
Wade, the only one that can break you is Mark Holmes.
No, I like giving Mark. I
million.
like giving Mark a hard time about Dak. But Philly 500 is right. Philly 500 is right. The day Dak Prescott leaves the Cowboys is going to be the #1 video on YouTube. Mark Holmes has to make the video.
Yeah.
Oh.
Think about this. Dak Attack. He made a channel because of Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
What
you
the
gonna
hell
do
is
about
gonna
that?
call? Like when he leaves.
It's going to be called
Yeah.
Manning
Mac
Attack.
Attack. Ooh, I should do it now. Mac Attack. Yeah.
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 Hey, Dwayne asked a question in the
Usually
chat.
must be a pathetic
What's
coach.
that?
It's not even playing Manning. And
Yeah, I want Manning.
I was
Oh,
shocked.
go ahead
when
and read
he-
it, Troy.
Arturo was just wondering where the next game's on. It's on Prime time.
Yeah, it's
Amazon
on
Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Now, can I ask a question to the panel? I got one for you. Just like, say they don't reach a deal with Mike McCarthy. Ben Johnson's gone. Mike Vrabel's gone. Aaron Glenn's gone. Who do you think will be the next Cowboys coach?
Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones.
You know who I want? But if I would not, I would be
They
happy
would
with
probably
Cliff
promote
Kingsbury. By the
Zimmer.
way,
They would probably just move Zimmer up to head coach.
Kellen
I
Moore.
would. Be,
Hell no.
I would be happy with Cliff Kingsbury.
No, I don't want Kellen. He asked who they would do it.
I'd be happy with Cliff Kingsbury.
I think it would be the defensive assistant head coach now.
All right, I got a question for you.
Defensive back coach.
All right,
You
I got
don't
a
want
question for
Kingsbury.
you. You can only pick one: a Kellen Moore or Cliff Kingsbury.
I'll take
Cliff Kingsbury.
Mhm.
Me
No.
too, but that's
like his
how
offense.
much we dislike Kellen Moore. And again, he's not a leader of men. That's all I'm saying. I just don't think he's a leader of men. You need a certain type of guy.
On Goodell just to mess with Goodell.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said you give me John Gruden because
I wouldn't mind John Gruden either.
he's a leader of men and he's an offensive guy.
And he's
You
a
know.
good mind. He got a good mind.
Spice it up.
But lately, Gruden hasn't done shit though.
He hasn't.
No.
But, I'm just saying. All right.
He's a good speaker. He's a good
okay, Kellen Moore
motivator.
or John Gruden?
I would
Gruden.
take
Yeah, look at him.
I'll
He's
take
thinking.
Gruden.
You're gonna say
I'm taking
Kellen
anybody
Moore.
over Moore. I don't want more.
Yeah, me neither.
I'll take Gruden, but yeah.
But all right, the game's over. I gotta go do a couple things. I'll be back on the. Like I said, anybody that has this Zoom link, if you guys want to leave, you guys can come right back. Just leave that link.
Same
I'm gonna
link,
end
right?
it.
On the
And,
same link, right?
Same length. I'm going to end it, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes. So I got to go do a couple things, and then I'll start out the channel. Once I get the intro, I'll bring you guys back in. All right?
Sounds good.
All right.
All
Thanks,
right,
Brian.
everybody. Thank you so much, and we'll try and do another giveaway. I did do a giveaway. I didn't see Jay Smooth, so I'm going to hold this ticket, and then we'll try and do another giveaway next show. Peace out, everybody. Late.
Thanks. Go back to the right quick.